Wow, that is.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
That's phenomenal. That's
Fire.
new. It's
I didn't
new.
know that. Why have we got fire? Why is there fire on
Something
the
has
screen?
changed. Well,
Someone
after that
has
amazing start,
changed.
good evening, ladies and gentlemen. John Partridge, joined tonight by Chris Wingrave. We are here for some Wednesday Night Modern from Darksphere in London, and we have
Seems good.
we have some old foes battling themselves, one against each other on our feature match area. What's the matchup are we looking at this time round, Chris?
Well, we've got Jund, which seems pretty good, and it's against Green-Black Tron.
Two decks that have fought two decks that I would say have fought each other throughout the duration
pretty much.
The existence of Modern of these two decks fought themselves out. However, what we will do is very quickly send it down to the feature match area.
We will
Chris will pull up the chat, and we give the players a thumbs up, and we're all good to go. So, generally,
this matchup has been. I think is that the.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what generally happens in this matchup, and I mean I know roughly what the answer is, but John being on the play helps.
Yeah, most people that have been playing Modern for a little bit of time will know what's going on here.
We do see Mikhail has taken a mulligan down to 6. We weren't sure if he scrolled to the top or the bottom while we were looking at the lovely joys of Twitch chat.
Welcome, Jorge.
Welcome. The hand is pretty bad here for.
It looks rather tight because you've got two of the same coloured lands. So you've got 2 mines. No, that's the.
Yep, looks like 2 mines.
That is the 2 mines, yeah. And I mean, you've got really good payoff cards. So you've got Relic of Progenitus, which is fantastic in this matchup against Jund. It seems a bit awkward though with what you want to take. Do you take the payoff card of like the World? Well, you wouldn't really want to take the World Breaker, but yeah, okay. He goes with one of the. Is it the Chromatic Star or Sphere? Yeah.
Star.
I think that's a good choice because you want to kind of get around their graveyard, not the graveyard, just their general card draw early on.
It's the correct land as well.
It is the correct land. Wow. Okay. The yours is mine. Yeah.
So here's an interesting one. What would you have taken in that spot?
So in this spot, maybe that one, or you just take away their payoff card, which is Khan, because dealing with a Khan is actually very, very hard to deal with.
Good top deck there.
Yeah. Ideally, you're looking to get rid of map, really, if anything. But he might have another discard spell here. Hopefully he. Okay, so he doesn't and just passes. Okay. So Abrupt Decay would have been quite nice in this spot.
Yeah,
but unfortunately,
good.
Unfortunately, hasn't got the Abrupt Decay.
But we haven't drawn another Tron piece yet, playing out the second mine.
Or if you had a Tron piece.
But at the end of the day, if you had a power plant or a tower, you play it and get turn 3 Tron.
That's
and
right.
Yeah. You're not going to mess around and go, oh, I wonder what I should play. It's like, no, I'm just going to get you dead.
Exactly right. So it seems a bit of an awkward. Seems like a bit of an awkward hand to deal with, in the sense of it's got quite a lot of redundancy, and so as we see here, Liliana the Last Hope, not the best in this,
but not bad on this board.
But not bad. No, there isn't actually anything there, and I hope you're enjoying Jorge from the depths of Madrid North.
So we're going to see here. Finding up the Tower of Power. We saw plenty of Tron pieces on Monday in Pauper. Now we're going to see a slightly more broken version of the deck here in Modern. Khan not available to us wonderful Pauper players. Just having to have huge spells instead.
That's
on the
right,
side of the Comets. Now, so interesting enough, I would have probably taken the Relic. Depending on how, obviously if I had a Tarmogoyf. It doesn't actually appear that he has a Tarmogoyf.
I don't think he does.
But we do have a Bloodbraid Elf.
A Bloodbraid Elf would be amazing in this situation right now.
Yeah, we have a Fatal Push.
Okay, well.
We have a Fatal Push on the side of Mikhail, but he has to crack the Relic, not get much value from it.
Yeah.
And Bloodbraid Elf is going to bring something else with it.
That's right.
And he has double Bloodbraid Elf in hand, plus the land to cast it, and a Liliana of the Veil Dreadbore as well. So pretty nice hand here set up for Rob and this was the thing we're talking about. Maybe it's different because if you make a Bloodbraid and you make something else, and they make a Khan and they downtick it, well, you might just have something else.
You might draw into your Dreadbore. Liliana's quite good here as well. So you've got both Lilianas now. I actually quite like Liliana in this matchup. It seems quite odd, but the ability to just get back. The ability to just discard from their hand. I was actually going to get rid of one of the Bloodbraids. Okay.
Interesting. So here's a really interesting one. So he has a Blood Crypt in hand, but decides not to Bloodbraid.
Yeah, that is rather curious, actually. But then maybe this hides the fact that he's got another one in hand.
Maybe.
And then it plays into a potential Khan next time, so.
But what are you playing around?
That is the trick. But I think you uptick Khan anyway on this board state. I don't think you...
We have a Khan coming in anyway at the moment. And here's another interesting question for you. If you're going to discard the Bloodbraid off, do you not just down-tick your Liliana at the last hope and get it back? Net the cards?
Yeah, probably, right.
The ultimate you're probably not going to get to with Khans and stuff coming into play.
I think if you play Khan this turn, you're at risk. Do you want to deal with the Liliana this turn, or do you just uptick it, get Bloodbraided, and then just take away the Liliana of the last hopes this turn, and the next turn, sorry? So you've got potential there, because it's only on 5, I believe, and its ultimate is 7. -7, is it? Yeah. Or -6?
-7. So the issue, obviously for Rob as well, is if Michal just goes after a land, he can't Bloodbraid him.
Yes, yeah. I think I misspelled this here, the Liliana last hope.
It has a comma.
It has a comma, yeah. Is it the last hope?
Yeah, Liliana the last hope. Do you know why she's the last hope? Do you know the flavor text behind her being the last hope?
I don't actually know the flavor text behind her, let's see.
So, from what I can tell of it, so what I can tell of Liliana the last hope is she was referred to as the last hope because obviously she's a necromancer that can summon zombies. Zombies are brain dead, can't be controlled by Emrakul. Emrakul cannot control a zombie. So, and that's how they defeated it. It was able to hold Emrakul long enough, hold down Emrakul long enough to have the.
That is it, isn't it?
Oh wow! Oh good lord!
No.
Oh, he's got the Dreadbore.
But then there you go. Yeah. So the uptick of the Khan is what basically deals with this ball.
Yeah.
I mean, if he draws another one, he's got Dreadbore.
Yeah, which helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, so that's why she's referred to as the last hope. Before you had Ensnared in the Moon. Where
Ensnared in the Moon.
Well, it's not Ensnared in the Moon. But you know what the one is? The 2 and a blue exile
makes it a basic waste.
They sucked Emrakul into a moon.
Yeah. Emrakul hasn't had a good time these past couple of years, has he?
No, Emrakul.
He didn't win the first time round in Innistrad.
He isn't going to win.
He isn't going to win round. No, it wasn't Innistrad, was it? Sorry, it was Zendikar.
That is brutal on the side of Rob. He's found an O-Stone with really the backup of the World Breaker.
Oh, and he had to discard as well the Abrupt Decay.
I think you pop it now.
Yeah. You don't want to risk.
Or in the upkeep.
Well, I mean, it's not doing anything at the moment, is it? He's not dead.
No, but you don't want the Liliana to downtick.
You don't want Liliana to, or uptick.
Well, because, yeah, sure, you don't want to lose the threat, but also Liliana, the last hope, can possibly get a threat.
That's right, yeah. So Raging Ravine here, if he gets a land off the top, can start ticking up and doing some damage.
Well, it's a land.
Yeah, there you go.
Found a land.
It's almost if I called it.
It's as though it's also going to die to the World Breaker.
Yeah, right.
And maybe Rob getting a bit punished here by the fact that he didn't cast the Bloodbraid Elf.
It's possible, right? But the Liliana of the Veils.
What are you playing around? Dismember? You still get the value. Your opponent loses 4 life.
Yeah, of course, yeah. What would he have cascaded into that we
wow.
saw?
The great Michal with the Tron Greatest
there
Hits.
you go, yeah.
Sanctum of Ugin trigger.
Go get probably Ulamog.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got 10 mana, so go get Ulamog and good game well played.
Yeah, and this is the...
You have to find a Thoughtseize now.
Yeah, right, exactly. That. But then it still doesn't deal with this board state.
No, there is multiple draws. Liliana of the Veil, another draw of that would be really good. Right. We're going to draw. We're going to find a Tarmogoyf. That one's not long for the world. And this is
when you play it, right, and then it gets Ulamogged.
So here's the challenge. If you play Bloodbraid, you still have the Liliana in hand. You play around Khaning your lands.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Depends what your draw would have been off of the cast trigger, off the Cascade.
But even then, it's a threat to the Khan.
It would have been Abrupt Decay, actually, wouldn't it? So it wouldn't have actually been that bad.
No, but it does put the 3-power player, the 3-power attacker. And if you say World Breakers, you can then still Liliana.
Yeah.
So you don't lose anything for making it.
What would you get rid of here with the Ulamog? I know it's pretty much game over, but I would probably go for the lands.
Get rid of both green lands.
Yeah. Like.
But your opponent can't actually kill Ulamog.
No.
Colligan's command.
It stops a bit of damage, sure, but there you go. That's game 1.
So maybe a small...
Game 1 going over to... unsurprisingly.
Unsurprisingly,
Green Black Tron.
A little bit, actually. And I think when you were speaking about how close the matchup, actually, that does show it. Because had maybe Rob have made the Bloodbraid Elf.
That's right.
And had the Liliana backup.
Yeah.
It might encourage Michal to go, okay, my opponent doesn't really have anything. Make my World Breaker, take your land, and then you just go Liliana.
That's true, and that's probably why I wouldn't have done the uptick with the Liliana, just in case he had a Khan and ticked up, because that's the most sensible play, because you know this deck plays Bloodbraid Elf. And keeping 2 Bloodbraid Elves in hand means that you've at least got 1 to pitch to the Bloodbraid, to pitch to the Khan later on, and you've still got a decent swinging chance to deal damage to the Khan, at least, in some sense. He had Dreadbore in hand anyway, didn't he? So
yeah, but it just felt...
It's still a good option. Yeah, Abrupt Decay wasn't a fantastic draw, and these probably do get sideboarded out, and I see some amount of...
Damnations, Full Monator Mages.
Yeah. I don't think Damnation comes in, but Ancient Grudge definitely comes in. You've got your Full Monator Mages that are a great hit.
Fatal Push is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Actually, Liliana the Last Hope's pretty bad.
Yeah, I would take out Liliana Last Hope. I keep in my bolts. I really do like bolts in this matchup because it's reach.
Kills Khan.
Kills Khan.
If you don't
reach as well.
It does reach as well.
If he's got any forms of surgical extractions, I do like it in this matchup.
Yep. Yeah, that's
especially
true.
With just it's great as well when you've got Fulminator Mage and you can get to surgical away their Tron lands and just make them play this longer game.
Yes, definitely.
Instead of canning you on turn 3.
So here's an interesting one for you. With do you board out your Inquisition of Kozilek's?
No. I keep in nearly most of these Jund lists. They run 3 Inquisitions and 3 Thoughtseize, or a combination.
Somewhere between 5 and 6.
Yeah, tends to be sort of 6 discard spells. Collective Brutality is actually, if you did have it in the main, it comes out because it doesn't really do much. Hitting an instant or sorcery. I know typically it's known as the Duress mode, but it's a worse Duress.
Yes, it is. It can't take
a much worse Duress.
It can't take Planeswalkers.
No, and that's the big thing in this deck of being able to deal with the Planeswalkers. Thoughtseize and Inquisition are great in this match, so they almost needed, so much. It's unreal.
So at least with Rob's version, he has plenty of cards he can take out.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
He can take out the...
There's a lot of cards.
Well, he's seen me taking out the Fatal Pushes, the Liliana. Looks like he took out one of his Inquisitions. Didn't really get a chance to see what Mikhail was taking out, but you've got to imagine that your deck's pretty well set up anyway.
Some amount of relics, I think, come in. If he hasn't got all 4 main, then there's probably some
number of Dismember as well. If he has it in the sideboard, I don't mind as well.
True.
Collective Brutality seems pretty rough.
Again, right?
So in comparison.
On the flip side, it can stop some amount of nasty removal like Maelstrom Pulse and the Dreadbores, which are quite important to you setting up your game. So it can be important, but also that life gain is sometimes relevant. Sometimes. Would I bring it in this matchup? Maybe if I'm on the play. Not so much if I'm on the draw. That's sort of where I would stand with it.
Yes, definitely.
I hope you're having a good time there, Jorge. I miss you guys.
Much love being sent from the dark, cold evenings from the Dark Sphere in London. So players are going to look at their opening 7s for game number 2. We see Colonies Command, a couple of lands, and the Damnation in hand already. Looks like a hand of a couple of Tron pieces, map, Khan, Ugin, Tron, turn 3 Tron without any sort of interaction. We're going to see Raging Ravine in the play for the turn. We're going to see the mine and the map. So test number 1, Rob. Do you have your Ancient Grudge to get rid of that Tron piece?
I think he's got a relic as well, right?
No,
Dark Confident though.
But he is going to make turn 3 Tron.
Yes.
Which is really scary. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye. Goodbye, Russell. So we're going to see a Lightning Bolt the reveal, which is not too bad actually.
I don't mind it.
Khan play.
It's quite annoying to be revealed, though.
Yes.
So you're going to think like, oh, but he's got Ugin in hand, so...
That Ugin's still another turn away?
Yes, that's the turn 4 play, right?
Yeah.
So
that is the problem card.
So you need to sort of stretch your Thoughtseize.
He does need to, by the looks of it, find a 4th land. So it looks like he doesn't have any more lands in hand here. He has a copy of Ancient Stirrings, but no green mana.
No green mana, yeah. So that's actually quite curious as to what you sort of go and search here. Obviously, it's going to be your next Tron piece, but then all of your green spells, which I imagine Mikhail might have bought in some amount of Thragtusks.
Yes, possibly.
Because that's quite good in this matchup.
Looks like he might actually have 2 maps in hand, which seems pretty good.
Oh,
so we're going to see 3 mana, Liliana the Last Hope.
Oh, okay, so he didn't bring them all out.
No, it doesn't look like he did. And we're going to see the cracking of the map. Now, do you make... Because he has a Scavenging Ooze in hand. Be quite tempted by Scavenging Ooze. Let's get the Tower of Power.
Yeah.
Let's not get another power plant. Don't need any more of those. Tower of Power. Definitely the best place to be when you're trying to make 7 mana on turn 3. And this is one of the powers of Tron. It's not natural Tron, but 7 mana on turn 3 is pretty good.
Yeah. Dark Ritual lands ahead are quite nice.
Yes, so we also have a...
so you got Oakstone here.
He has Oakstone
as well, but that's 8 mana
It's
as
8 mana to activate, so again, you can't really play it into a Jund deck now, has 3 mana.
So you can map again, search for another tower, play the tower.
Get rid of Dark Confidant here. Oh no, he's going to uptick.
Just go Khan.
He's going to uptick. Okay,
no,
get rid of this Damnation.
This is completely what you do with Khan anyway, because you've got some time.
You give your opponent Damnation, right?
I think so. Damnation is an odd choice to bring in, especially in this matchup.
Seems... Oh wow, he's going to give him the Scavenging Ooze.
Okay, I'm not so sure I like that, but we'll go with it. I don't think you keep a hand here without a Fulminator Mage, really.
I think you can, but it needs to be discard spell.
Lots of discard spells, yeah, that's true. Okay, so it's going to go with Scavenging Ooze.
So we're going to see an untapped Dark Confidant trigger here. We're going to see a revealing of an Overgrown to
that's
no
nice.
Low life loss, draw a Terminate.
Not the Dreadball, which is a shame.
This is where the red and black card not being the one he wants. He might have Dreadball already.
Hand.
If he does it, that's Colligan's command.
He's got double bolt, yes. Unfortunately, doesn't even deal with the Khan. So I think here is kind of like showing what's a bit rough here now with the discarding the Scavenging Ooze, because you can't play another creature to get round the sort of potential of Khan just down-ticking on something. Unless he down-ticks the Liliana to try and get something into the graveyard to re-get back. It seems like a really sort of tough place he's in at the moment. But then this is the typical Jund versus GB sort of standoff point at the moment. I think at this stage you just want to serve in with the Dark Confidant and just double bolt him in the face. I don't think Khan's ticking down. Okay, so he's going to go in there. Well, there's not much else you can really do. The Colligan's command. It's got Terminate. You've got lots of good cards, but oh yeah, definitely play the land.
Uptick again.
Okay.
So this is where Ugin's going to look pretty good.
Ugin's going to look delicious.
So we're going to bolt. Bolt again?
Okay.
Wow. Okay, this Ugin looks really good if he can find a land.
I don't think he has a
land.
There's
a Fatal Push, which is pretty nice.
Or was that...
that looks like a Sylvan Scrying. So no land, but we do have a way of finding green mana.
You've got a way of finding green mana, yeah. But then, does he have an Overgrown Tomb in his list?
I wouldn't know. We'll soon find out, though, if he does.
So he could go for his map. Go for his map. Crack it with the tower mana. So you use all of the tower mana. You go find a.
Or that other like a Llanowar Wastes.
Oh yes, I guess.
But you're not getting Blood Moon, so.
You go for Llanowar Wastes.
I mean, it's an insane that it's a +4 ability, like.
Yes, I know, right? So. That's what I mean. Like Dark Confidant is not killing this.
He actually found the land for Ugin.
Yeah.
In the Sanctum of Ugin. So he's going to find the Llanowar Wastes.
Okay.
With the noxious fumes of the Llanowar Wastes.
He doesn't exactly need to play it right this second, does he? The Ugin, that is. He can wait until the Jund player commits more to the board.
I suppose his fear might be that it's too low and it gets Raging Ravined. But he's going to lose a life and get rid of Bob.
Actually, that's true. At least Bob is in the yard and can get it back with Liliana now, if he chooses to. But I think Liliana is...
That's land 5.
But I think it was a Raging Ravine, was it? Or was it a...
it was a Wooded Foothills, which is pretty good. Right. I think you down-tick Liliana here. Like, it's not doing anything else. You might hit a Bloodbraid Elf.
It's very possible, yeah. And the option goes to you, doesn't it, with Liliana, so...
Yes, you do get to choose a creature card in your graveyard. So we're going to see the Land Beam played here.
I think you have to go and swing at the Khan now with the Raging Ravine.
You can start with Liliana, though. I think you still start with Liliana as your first thing you do. Just see what the options are. Because if you find a Bloodbraid Elf, I'm much more in on playing Bloodbraid.
No, that's true. That's true.
Than I am on making the Raging Ravine and attacking.
Yeah.
So mountain being found.
Make a basic mountain. Is that as well a Hissing Quagmire, or is that just the
It's
Blooming
Overgrown
Marsh?
2 and Blooming Marsh.
It's Blooming Marsh, isn't it?
Blooming Marsh.
Okay.
So it looks like he's firing up the Raging Ravine.
So Raging Ravine plan, and I guess ticking up Liliana.
Yeah, I'm still not sure. I would be down-ticking Liliana as much as I could, because if he lands Ugin, and obviously Ugin would die straight away. There's a Thread Tusk there off the top. And Ugin's the way he... like Khan's there is a good line to that because Khan now can't take the Raging Ravine.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that is the option, right? But you could have had that option presented to you from, say, getting a Bloodbraid Elf. Because even Bloodbraid Elf into like Maelstrom Pulse or... But then you're not committing too much to this board, are you?
No.
He can just go Ugin -3, clear the board. Or has he got
You also
mana
have
now
you have the option of Thragtusk plus map, if you have another map.
That's true. He had a Sylvan Scrying, didn't he? So he can go and get another tower.
Yes, you can.
And well, there's lots of options open.
He also has Ulamog.
You can set up the mana for Ugin next turn. Sorry, Ulamog. There's loads of options to be fair. He could O-Stone it if he really wants to.
He can realistically make 9 spare mana this turn.
Yeah. Let's face it, Liliana has got, what, about 2 turns before it can do its ultimate, so...
Which isn't going to win the game against...
Well,
okay,
it's going to stall,
yeah,
that's for sure.
So we're going to go here, find a Wormcoil Engine. Ooh, I like that one.
Actually, you know, that's not a bad option in itself.
It's a very good threat,
Very
especially on
much
this board.
Yeah, it blanks the... although he got rid of his Terminate earlier, didn't he?
Yep.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, there's Damnation, sure. But it's still, whatever it is, it's going to kill the... Yeah, there you go. So he's just going to reveal that and say... Put it into play. 1 floating mana.
Discard a card.
What's it going to be?
Discard Damnation.
Discarding... Oh, yes, because you got K-Command, right, in his hand.
Yeah, he's got K-Command in hand.
So that gets back something as well. Or can shoot the...
Well, he found a Dreadball.
Well, that's actually not
now
too bad.
Now I'm incentivized to downtick the Liliana.
Yes. Yeah. If you Dreadboard away the Khan, then you got K-Command mana as well.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even need to do that straight away. You definitely Dreadboard the Khan right now.
Yep. I'm definitely interested in downticking Liliana and even getting back Bob and playing it. Like, you're going to take a hit for 6, but you're also 18 life.
He knows about Ugin, right?
Yes.
Oh, no, he doesn't know, because there wasn't any discard spell.
No.
So
that's true.
Know about Ugin. Okay, so they tick up to 7. This kind of makes sense, because he's kind of forcing Mikhail to...
Make Ugin.
Well, make Ugin, yes.
So
I don't like this play.
Destroy, get back Dark.
I don't like it at this stage.
I would have probably made him discard a card. Maybe, like...
I just wouldn't have done it at this stage. I would have waited for combat and see what happens.
Well, let's do Ulamog mana.
Utamog.
Yeah, I think you just make Ulamog.
Right,
Let's
yeah.
Let's just end the game. Yeah, they got the win conditions.
Pretty much.
Liliana will not be the last hope this time round.
No. So rough. But then, there you go.
There's a reason there was no Emrakul in the deck.
Yeah.
And this is going to mill 20 cards from the top of Rob's. This is 16. This is 16 damage and 20 cards from the deck.
I don't think you block, right, with Dark Confident. You just go out on your own terms.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21?
Well, I think we missed one somewhere.
Maybe.
We'll have a quick look through. Can't find anything. Oh, still add all these.
There's a pulse. Nums.
No, you're not allowed to take them with you.
Was that as well a...
It was 2 Blood Braids.
as well, isn't it? So the... I think he exiled away...
Pair of Blood Braid Elves.
Not only that, but there's an Ancient Grudge. Yeah. Is it not?
It is exile.
Discard?
No, it's exile.
Yeah. Exclusively because that's important for... I think there was an Ancient Grudge I saw right at the... Yeah, it was. Yeah, right at the back. Second from the last one there. What a shame. Because that could have dealt with one of the tokens at least.
We are getting a relevant 3 life here as well.
2. And puts Rob down to 2, because I don't think he's blocking. Oh, and he...
Oh. Well, still add all these.
Oh, there we go. Didn't
even let Rob go out on his own terms. Yep. Do you want to go?
What a shame.
Should we go see if there's someone else who wants a map?
Danny? Danny! Can we get another game on camera? No, we need another game on camera if possible.
We can put another match on camera.
Dun dun dun. Unfortunate there for poor Rob, but it just goes to show that little things, nothing much has changed in that matchup then it seems.
No,
then if you're not drawing your 4 many to majors.
I think there was a few lines of play that Rob could have done differently.
Yeah, there's definitely a few. Slight few, yeah.
That maybe, probably, still might not have made him win the game, but could have put himself in a position where he was actually able to...
I didn't like double bolting the Khan, or even attacking the Khan. I think from that stage, he's too far gone. So, and also getting rid of the scavenging ooze.
Do you know what the biggest problem is? Is it doesn't actually look like he has enough actual anti-Tron cards.
Most Jund decks just kind of play a couple of... He's got 2 Dreadbores.
3 relics. That was it.
Yeah, I still don't like Damnation in this match. I don't think I'd board it in.
No. Well,
all of their threats are just so good against it anyway.
It is. So we'll bring it back to the booth momentarily. John Partridge, Chris Wingrave. So what we're doing is we're getting another match on camera at the moment. So we'll put it on the BRB screen while we make the changes to the players.
Yep, we'll do that very quickly. So we'll be back very shortly.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. You do the typing, I'll go get the players.
Sweet. Welcome back, guys. We are now back in the booth. We're just talking with the old people here. We are just getting the new people up onto the stream camera now. The judge had to just add in somebody very quickly,
it was really
so we'll be
to
back in now. Let's get the people logged in, and I'll pass over to John here, who will discuss who's going to be playing right now.
We only put the BRB up because we had... Oh, you need to type it, don't you? Because we had to go and find some more players, and Chris sitting on camera waiting for me to come back was a pretty off one. So we are going to always, where we can, keep the stream up and talking, but what we have in this matchup now, we are going to have Black-Red Hollow One playing off against Mono-Black Zombies. So in some ways similar matchups. It's 1-1 at the moment.
That's right,
So both players have won a game so far. So... if we don't have another match coming on camera, we'll always keep talking. But because we were able to find a match, we put it on the Be Right Back screen just to very quickly
allow us to... They needed to enter somebody into the system as well. Yeah. Someone came about sort of 20 minutes late, so...
Yeah, so we have to unfortunately sometimes drop away because it runs the same system as the Wizards of the Coast. Pairing system. So, Mono Black Zombies versus Black Red Hollow One. Chris is just going to very much finish off the players' names on our system. That's fine. We're going to...
Right.
So it's Black Red Hollow One.
Oh, it's a Black Red Hollow One. Okay, cool.
We will get the things put in the system, save that. We will be giving our players the thumbs up. We're going to send it straight back down to the feature match area. Players are ready. Give the thumbs up.
There we are.
Players will be on. So Edmund on your right on Black Red Hollow One. And we have Rodri, sorry.
We'll swap the people around. There we go.
1-1. It's 1-1 at the moment.
And they are 1-1 as well. I'll get that swapped. Welcome back, though, if you are here. Yeah, there was just a one-off at the moment, Houston. There we go. So we start off with a basic swamp.
It is mono black.
Yeah.
Is the benefit of mono black.
Wonderful. So you're going to crack. I wonder if it's... Yeah, so we're going to just crack and shock. Going down to 17. Good way to start off.
So it's actually interesting because Rodri's deck, depending on how it's built, might actually benefit from things going to the graveyard. Things like Gravecrawler. Things like the zombie fish. So maybe the Hollow One deck trying to discard its entire hand and its opponent with Burning Inquiry is maybe not as powerful as some of the matchups. We're going to see a Faithless looting here to start.
So it didn't actually start off with the Burning Inquiry,
now,
but
it looks like he will be. It looks like he will be able.
Ooh. Get away the basics.
We will be able to see a turn one Hollow One. Well. We will be able to see a turn one Hollow One here.
That's pretty good.
Which is a pretty nice place to start.
No idea why it's named Tuesday Night Modern Legacy, unfortunately. So we will see if we can get that sorted out as well.
So we're going to see another swamp here. And do you want to know the best thing? The different colours.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Relentless Dead. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, even better.
Relentless Dead is such a great card at the moment for the Mono Black Zombies. Very, very much fun. And that's a Hollow One. The namesake card into play right now. Just see if we can sort out the Tuesday Night Legacy thing, but we'll fix that later on.
So we're going to see a Lightning Bolt taking down the Relentless Dead here. We're going to see another shocked Blood Crypt here. Edmund doing the most amount of damage to himself possible.
At the moment, yeah, 14 is pretty drastic, actually.
And we're going to see a zombie fish here from Edmund. A very good start here. We're going to see 6 cards exiled. In fact, the entire graveyard gone here to play the 1 mana 5/5 rather than 7 mana 5/5, and a pass back of the turn here to the Mono Black Zombies player. We see a Cavern of Souls, the draw for the turn. Looks like we have a Diagraph Colossus and another Relentless Dead. It'd be interesting to see how Rodri wants to continue, because he's starting to like fall behind quite a lot. This was a pretty nuts draw here.
Then so the Relentless Dead, if he manages to get either that one back or another one, can block almost indefinitely for quite a long time, as long as he's keeping his mana open. So it's particularly annoying to have to deal with, and if he keeps hitting his land drops, which it looks like he's got an Airbolg there anyway, so he can, if he's got another Relentless Dead.
Looks like he's got a Relentless Dead, a Diagraph Colossus, and a Liliana.
So he might have some forms of removal. I know that he does play the... Well, he plays Fatal Push, which isn't great in this matchup, really.
Not against the 5 mana and 7 mana
Dismember.
spell.
Yeah, exactly.
Dismember is good, though. But it looks like it's Relentless Dead, Liliana, and Diagraph Colossus here for Rodri.
Okay, so Relentless Dead at least is a good blocker.
Yep. I think he's wanting to get to a position where he can cast Diagraph Colossus and another black spell at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
And get the 2/2 off the Diagraph Colossus.
Relentless Dead has got quite a lot of text.
Yeah, that card does have a lot of text. It also has Menace.
Yes. Actually, the Menace is quite important. So Goblin Lore, there we go. Roll the dice.
So Relentless Dead, black. Whenever it dies, you may pay black. If you do, return it to its owner's hand. When Relentless Dead dies, you may pay X. If you do, return another target zombie creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield. And it is to the battlefield as well. Right. So we're going to see the hand being opened up here. Let's start rolling some dice, see what gets removed. So 1 to set. Well, 1 to that's number 2.
I think
that's gone.
you got an 8-sided dice. Yeah, fair. Or 10 of them.
Reroll that one.
Reroll.
That was an 8. So currently we're at 6 cards, so we can D6 this now.
Yes.
Number 5, and see what we roll now.
We've got about 10 minutes on this round as well.
5 again. So 3 cards hitting the graveyard. The land Flamewake Phoenix and another land. Ooh. So does, I must say, it's pretty good when this deck works. And he has a land in hand as well to be able to get that Flamewake Phoenix back into play here. Must be nice.
The basic as well, so he doesn't have to take any extra damage, just to go ding, 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 ferocious, trigger the ferociousness. Flamewake Phoenix comes back. Flamewake Phoenix is such a boss card.
It's a hasty 2/2 flyer for 3 with the relevant rules text in this deck.
Pretty much.
Especially when you wanted to put it back into your graveyard. It was a pretty good Burning Inquiry there for Edmund.
So it wasn't actually played in Standard from what I remember.
It was a little bit.
Was it a little bit?
Saw a little bit of play.
I can't remember.
It was good against
so
Planeswalkers because it was a hasty flyer.
Yeah.
You could bring back if you had, say...
Like Chandra's Phoenix was played a lot, right, in Standard?
Yeah, Chandra's Phoenix was...
Out of the
that
Phoenix
one was slightly different because of the spell
it
ability.
It had to do with combat damage, I think, to a player and to return it back to your hand?
Yeah, something like that, was a strange one. But
yeah.
Flamewake Phoenix did see play. You had, like, obviously...
in the Jeskai list, maybe, or something.
Oh, you had it in like the red-green list for a while as well. You had Polychronos, which brought it back really easily.
Right. Sorry, yeah, no, that's right.
You had Genesis Hydra, which was another way of bringing it back as well. You had a lot of different ways of getting it to work through.
Yeah.
And most of your spells were also 4+ power.
Yeah.
So we
can
see
Relentless Dead's going to jump back into the hand after it's done its blocking duty.
The Fatal Push as well. Seems pretty nice.
Well,
at least you can deal with one of the threats with combat.
Sort of, right? Yeah, we haven't been able to change it, Faithless Eating, sadly, so it'll have to stay like that until we have a little break in between the round.
As they
try and get that sorted.
Yeah, so we'll always have a little break because they've got to put the results in.
Yes, yeah, unfortunately, the same computer getting used for streaming is used for the results entries. So,
but what it does mean is that we can then change the title.
We can
sort that all out.
Sort out the title. So we'll have to live with it for now. I'm sure we'll all cope. These are, you are correct, these are all Legacy playable cards. Whether they actually see much play in Legacy, that's another thing. Actually, Lightning Bolt here is really good, so he's got lethal.
Oh, wow.
Unless there's going to be a removal spell. We have to be a removal spell then.
There is a removal spell we know about.
GG.
So you can send the Bolt upstairs now.
Well, Chutson, what
no, because it's
might
haste
have
already.
seen is, yeah, it's got haste already, because of the 10 or less life, all right, is the supply. I actually saw Josh Layton running Death Shadow in a Legacy deck with 4 copies of Watery Grave.
Wow.
And playing Death Shadow. He's got Lightning Bolt as a finisher, right? Just go Lightning Bolt your face. I don't think there's anywhere out of this, right? So if you Fatal Push, Bloodghast, sure.
It's probably the best target to get rid of at this point.
Leave it to block. Okay.
That's a fetch land. You can't tap the fetch land.
He can tap the fetch land, yeah.
That's true.
That's right. So he's not actually technically dead. Interesting. So he takes 6. Yeah, okay. Huh.
The Urborg trick was pretty nice.
Urborg's great. I've played against Rodri. He's not a bad player, you know, and this isn't really a... Well, he played... Well, this is the interesting thing, Chutson. He played 1 Underground Sea and 4 Watery Graves. So it's Josh Layton, so it's not like he's a bad player, right? So this knocks him down to 1, right? Exactly 1. He's at 6, takes 1, yeah.
Flamewake Adept is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Gravecrawler. Doesn't block.
Doesn't block.
But Diagraph Colossus, just this draw from Edmund, just a little bit too quick.
Yeah, it was. Getting 2 big fatties on turns 2 and 3 seems good. Has he got enough to play though to block? I think he needed to try and get rid of the Flamewake Phoenix, but he couldn't shock, could he?
No.
With Sylvan Library with Death Shadow.
Yeah, take 8 in a turn.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And unfortunately, Rodri here looking like he's on the ropes a little bit against a fantastically quick draw from the Black-Red Hollow on deck.
I think he had Thought Seasons and stuff in this Legacy list. It was just basically, I think, Grixis Delver, but with a slightly higher curve. He had some amount of... what was the card? He had like a couple of true name nemesis.
True name nemesis still feels like a good card. True name Nemesi. I like that one.
I like that, yeah. I don't know the exact list, but he was playing it for a while. Actually, don't think he can survive here because he's going to die to the Flamewake Phoenix, right?
Modern players, about 5 minutes left.
So 5 minutes has just been called on the round.
He might have played Angular, yeah. Reason to believe. He hasn't got enough to block this, right? He's just dead in the air. And there's Menace from the...
Well, at the moment, he's able to block the main 2 creatures.
But he still takes lethal from the other 2.
He's at 4 life. It's a 1-2.
Still to back. Maybe that's what is in his hand.
It's a 1-2.
What do you mean it's a 1-2?
The Flamewake.
Oh, he's at 4? Why is he at 4?
Bolt. All right.
Yeah.
Attack for lethal damage.
Why is he at 4?
Because I'm not sure, but he's going to pass it. He's going to attack for lethal. We're going to see a shake of the hand there.
Oh, there we go.
Nelson and the mono black deck. Dropping down, unfortunately, to Edmund and the black-red Hollow deck. A lot of nice bit of innovation. Oh, he had Damnation in hand. Was trying to find the Damnation there to reset the board. And Damnation would have been really nice.
Off the top.
So trying to live out a turn. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt not allowing him to do it. So that does mean that black-red Hollow one marches on to 1 and 0 at our Wednesday night. Modern.
Yeah.
We will get that changed, obviously, on the stream, but.
Lots of fire today.
Yeah, loads of fire today, and a very new
players.
thing. Yeah, a very new thing. It looks like the burn players have attempted to take over.
Yeah, there's a storm player, so it might be some kind of grape shot effect.
Some number of grape shots will be thrown tonight, I imagine. But
Ethan's in. He might be on. Is either on his horrible Swans deck, or
I think he's on the Swans deck,
or is he on the Ascension Burn Your Face deck?
I saw some Swans. I saw some Swans being shuffled around. He likes
other players in the room. We've got Felix, so we don't actually know what he's on because he tends to play. Is he on Titan Shift? Really?
Yep.
Just a generic green-black? Oh, sorry, green-red?
Green-black.
Green-black? Yeah, green-red, yeah. Shift, right.
Titan Shift, he's on that.
Titan
Looks like we've got some Jeskai decks in the room. Looks like we had a white-red...
Chris is playing mono-green Devotion. That splashes for... it's got Tooth and Nail, so it's got the...
Does he have Emrakul the Arwen Lols?
No.
Oh, really?
He's got better. He's got Genesis Hydras and lots of fun stuff.
That's also good as well. Genesis Hydra for a lot does help. Definitely does not
lots
hurt.
Of good, fun decks in the room at the moment. I do see Jeskai. I see Grixis Shadow in the room. I'm not sure who else.
4-color Traverse. Well, Traverse Shadow as well in the room. Luke again probably running that one back. People generally seem to people generally have their modern decks of their choice that they like.
That's right. Yeah.
And they'll normally have a backup one.
Yeah, so
that they can
Rory
build and play.
Tonight?
Rory?
You see him? No?
No, you can go find out at some point.
We'll find out in the break.
Yeah, when we have a little break, you will be able to find out that
so
one
they
for
have
us.
3 minutes left on the round.
Looks like there's maybe 1 or 2 matches going on still.
Obviously,
we've got white, red, Hate Bears.
Oh, he's actually, he's playing this tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he's playing that one, yeah.
Might get that on camera. Good to be seeing
like an
some
interesting deck.
Effects.
It's an interesting deck. Obviously, Legacy Death and Taxes is obviously one of the staples of UK,
and they can be played red-white.
UK Legacy Magic, definitely.
Imperial Recruiter.
But it's good because it's mono-white.
Yes.
It runs swords.
Yep.
Do you know what's better than swords in Legacy? Path to Exile against the Delver decks because they have no basic lands. Nope, you're not allowed to play anymore. Goodbye, friend. One mana remove. One mana
already. Yeah.
1 mana remove. Well, actually, decks have it in the sideboard. Like the Miracles decks have a Path to Exile in the sideboard because against the Delver decks, it's 1 mana, no negative to me. You lose your creature. Yeah, you don't get any life as well.
It's particularly good when you're trying to grind out the land deck as well. It's like basic land, sure, it doesn't really matter. You can have your forest. It's not a big deal, right?
It's another way of answering Marit Lage without giving them 20 life.
Right, yeah. And that's like, giving them 20 life is god-awful because it's already a grind to get there, right?
It is. And if you can't get rid of the life from the loam, that is also a challenge as well.
So that deck is quite fun to play. I mean, you can... Surgical Extraction against them is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the trick. But
Surgical Extraction is just a very good card, pretty much in any format it's legal. So Modern, it's very good, purely on the fact that some of the decks are so reliant on specific cards, like we saw with Tron, or we saw with the Valakut decks. They're both big mana decks. If you can hit the mana issue card, which is like the Valakuts or one of the Tron pieces, and Surgical it away, they then either can't win or they have to try and kill you with a Titan, which you can normally deal with.
Or just eventually play 7 lands.
Or make you play 7 lands and try and get from there. But again, you... If you're not playing a Blue Moon deck, then you probably have enough pressure to win the game.
Well, that's it, right?
And that's what the Jund decks can do.
They can, right? With an early, you need like Thought Seizes very early on, then the Tarmogoyf and
if you go turn 1, fetch land, Thought Seize, take your artifact, whatever, take your Karnas. That's 3. Make a Goyf as a 3/4. Make Fulminator Mage, take your land, Surgical Extraction.
It can be over, right? I mean, Jund typically hasn't had a good green-black matchup. Green-black Tron matchup. It has an even worse green-white. Yeah, generally not sure. But when it was the green-red Tron, it had an sort of okay game because it didn't have anything good to deal with Tarmogoyf except for relics, right?
Yeah. Then green-white came along.
Then green-white came along and they had like Bless Alliance for Death Shadow decks and Path to Exile and the Infect things and Rest in Peace. Like, there was lots of good options, right?
Yeah.
And I think the green-white list did pretty well, but then there's so much sort of combo that was floating around at the end of it, so they switched the green-black when Collective Brutality came out.
And it's kind of stuck. It's kind of stuck at either mono-green or green-black. We have started to see the mono-green Tron lists. Yeah,
so, I mean, it's consistent, right? And it's running like, what, 5 basic lands? Or 4 or 5 basic lands, I think, from the last time I saw.
No, but on Monday I had a look at...
Yeah, but
on
you're going to have a look,
and...
I think it was like 4 or 5 basic lands, and then it's got like 3 copies of Thragtusk in the side.
Yeah, but I had so that's time on the round.
That's time on the round. There you go. Yeah.
No, but I'm just going to go back to what I was looking at.
We haven't got any dinosaur roars.
No, they took them away, and they took away with why is the rum hole is gone.
Why is the rum gone? Why is there?
Modern. So
I'd be curious to see what's at the top.
Mono green Tron.
Oh, is it at the top
of the meta game for Modern, followed by Humans and Burn.
Oh, 4%'s not too bad. But how much other Tron is there? Let's see. Because Tron and I would kind of clump together.
Hollow One, Eldrazi Tron.
How much is Eldrazi Tron? Let's check it.
2.5.
2.5. Well, that's still...
Mono green Tron is like 4.8% of the meta game.
So 5%. 7.5%. Is there any more Tron?
There's no real... I don't think there's a real modern deck that has taken over the metagame that much.
Except for
anymore. Well, even that is 4% of the metagame. Like, online Titan Shift dropped to 1%.
That was almost 5.
Has dropped to 1%, 1.5%. Sure.
But that's hitting its bad matchups at the moment, right? It's got, like...
It's really fallen out of favour.
Right. I would see it resurge because...
I think that's all the Tron decks, actually.
So Tron's... What do you reckon Tron's worst matchups are right now?
Combo.
What kind of combo?
Living End's pretty rough because they have 4 main deck Fulminator Mages, and they recycle them with instant speed. And you can just go with, I don't have anything anymore. I've got no lands. I would imagine something like Storm is pretty obnoxious to play against because you don't do anything against them.
Yeah, sort of.
Oh, you took a land and you died.
Which can be just enough to win, right? Sure. That can be a thing.
I would like to imagine the worst ones ad nauseum.
Oh, yeah.
Because they just Angel Grace kill you. Nice interaction.
Right.
So I think like the
Short of carning off their lands to slow them down, but eventually they will get it.
The really degenerate combo decks are pretty rough. And then like Titan Shift's a pretty average matchup.
Yeah.
Like the GP Tron lost to Titan Shift in that GP.
Yeah, so I actually think Titan Shift is a fantastic matchup when you're playing versus Tron. So
they need turn 3 Khan, otherwise they probably die.
Well, even with turn 3 Khan, this is like what you're going to do.
Turn 3 Khan, down tick, take 2 lands can be game winning.
Sort of, right? But you've got enough land producing things. Ugin does nothing, practically, right? Except for killing a Titan. But even then, it's not great because next turn you play a land and it dies.
You have to almost go Khan, down tick. I hope you hit Ulamog as well. Like you have to get rid of the lands because otherwise they'll probably draw out.
And also because they play some amount at least of. Well, does Tron actually play any Ghost Quarters anymore? I think they do, right? Maybe the mono green does.
One of the. And I think if you now played green red, if you really wanted to beat Titan Shift with Tron, you play in green red and you main deck 3 Blood Suns.
Yeah, pretty much. And that I think is what deals with the decks that tend to kill you, sort of.
No, you still die to combo decks. And I think that's Tron's biggest problem is game one, possibly. It doesn't interact with the really, I mean, we're talking about like your Grishol brand, I'm talking about your ad nauseum, I'm talking about your Storm decks where...
Burn still has a pretty good matchup against it, right?
Burn still has a reasonable matchup. You still have Deflecting Palm post board for their Wormcoil engines, and also Khan isn't great against Burn.
Yeah, it's not so good. It can take a card, right?
Saves 3 damage.
But you're never really burning it out anyway. I think Burn has a sort of an okay matchup. It doesn't get great.
Burn always has the one thing that it's good against everything.
Yeah.
But if you want to play Burn, you'll be good against
Humans is like...
Sure, humans, yeah.
Right. But we don't really have it. London is strange. Like, we've got this absence of, like, humans in the meta completely.
But again, humans is a strange one because you can just still... Like, you almost have to make Meddling Mage name Oblivion Stone.
Pretty much, yeah. You don't really care about Khan eventually.
Are all the matches
right,
done?
we are just...
Oh.
All the matches are done, so we are going to get off.
Judge is going to kick us away.
Yep.
We'll be back in a
couple of minutes. I will give a note in the chat when we're about to go live again, when they're all sitting down.
Sounds good to me. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you soon for round number 2 of coverage here from Darksphere in London on Wednesday Night Modern. And shortly we are back. A very brisk break. 2 swish of a lamb's tail and we are back. The players, actually the time on the round has actually been 1.5 minutes.
But no, it's fine, but the feature match is just going to start very shortly now. Should we go straight in?
Yeah.
Let's go straight
before
in.
You go, because they're good to see what they're playing. How on earth did we bring this about on ourselves?
Yeah, we didn't actually show it.
So the reason we didn't show it is for a very specific reason. We're not actually going to show it. We're going to show it when we get on the main table because we have a mirror match.
Yeah.
It's pretty boring. When you're discarding
maybe.
each other's hands and playing hollow ones
this
for
could
free.
be over really fast, and then we can watch maybe another match. But this could be quite funny.
We have a black-red hollow one mirror. Oh my goodness!
The hollow one.
What did we do? We're going to give the players a go-ahead.
Ding 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 ding. Let's go round 1 or round 2 actually.
It's much easier shouting "judge" at Danny. He answers a lot faster than to Danny. So we're going to see the black-red hollow one mirror. Looks like Adam taking a mulligan here.
So do you actually really want a banning inquiry in this match?
Yeah.
For fear of
yes, I do. Do you want to know why? Because it means that my opponent puts cards in his graveyard in his turn, not mine.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, but then you could put like
that's a pretty good hand.
3 copies of. But
you can't put hollow one into play on your opponent's turn.
You could get in the blood. What do you call it? The bloodghast. That's the word.
So this is going to be a really interesting one. So yeah, let's go ahead with the
discard
hollow one mirror.
Bloodghast.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. So we're going to see a mountain and a burning inquiry, and both players know what they're playing. Well, he will in a minute. So we're going to draw 3 cards.
That's glorious.
Wow, that is a hollow one.
That's fantastic. That's.
So there is a hollow one available here for Adam.
Let them just pick by hand. It's a lot quicker. There's no need to do dice. Let's see. Hopefully they do that right. Yeah, there we go. So much faster and simpler.
So 3 cards there for Daniel and 3 cards there for Adam. He's actually going to show him the cards he wants to go. So discard these 3. Is there a hollow one in there? There is no hollow one, which means turn 1 hollow one. Oh well, both players know what they're playing. As you can hear, we can hear across the room what both players worked out what they're playing. We're going to see the turn 1 hollow one here from Adam. Do we have another one? No, just 1 hollow one. A pass back of the turn. We're going to see Goblin Law the draw here for
these decks.
Oh my goodness.
Hashtag random in the chat. There we go.
It is completely random.
That's fantastic.
So we're going to see a.
He's got Goblin Law himself.
He does have Goblin Law. He does have a Faithless Looting as well and a couple of Flamewake Phoenixes. So there's a lot of things he can bring back in a couple of turns.
Yeah. I'm really, you know what, this probably is one of the funnest things to cast and to even watch, like, because it's completely random. The whole game is going to be just basically a die roll.
Oh yeah, and also like when your opponent burning inquiry, you're just like, well, I'm going to cast a Gurmag Angler a lot faster.
Yeah, right, exactly, right.
My opponent's helping me do my own game plan.
Although he got rid of his Gurmag Angler, I think, Adam.
Both of them lost. Both of them lost the Gurmag Anglers.
They did actually. Yeah. Oh no, that's a shame.
So we're going to see Flamewake Adept.
Flamewake Adept.
Which is quite nice because if you have the next play.
Wait, is it Flamewake Adept? It is, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is. You put it in and we'll see what comes up.
Because there's Flamewake Phoenix.
Flamewake Adept. It's definitely Adept something. So Flamewake, I think it's 1 word. Adept.
Adept.
Am I right?
I think you're right. It's something like that. Maybe it isn't because it's Flamewake Phoenix. No, so it's something else. It's like Flame Braid Adept, I think. Flame. Help us out in the chat. I think it's this, but I could be wrong.
No.
It's not that one as well. It's something Adept though, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Help us out in the chat, guys. If you can see, if you know what the card is on the right-hand side of your screen, or now both sides of the screen. I'm sure it's Flame something.
Flame Blade Adept.
Blade. That was close.
Yeah, we have Flame Blades Adept, a dueling Flame Blade Adepts here for both players.
That menace is actually really important as well.
Especially as he's just drawn a hollow one of his own. Wow.
I love it.
That's pretty good here.
Has he got another land though?
He's got Faithless Looting. Okay, he does have another land by the looks of it.
Maybe he can get them off of this. Yeah, so he's got a land here to play for the turn. So
discard 2 Flamewake Phoenixes. Oh my goodness. Really?
Filth.
So that's 2 cards been discarded this turn. We have a land as well. We also have a Gurmag Angler.
That's an interesting play.
I'm not into playing it this turn. Definitely much more into
playing.
So
Gurgle is Delve 6, isn't it?
Yes. To play it for 1 mana anyway.
To play for 1 mana. The judge is making me hungry because he's eating that turkey and the chicken burger.
It's not fair.
No.
Not fair.
I bet it tastes nice as well.
I think you definitely go for the hollow one this turn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you've got to play hollow one. Otherwise you're not playing it next turn, are you?
No.
Really?
You're also at 13 life.
Or has he still got...
definitely like the attack.
Yeah, it's what, 3/4 with Menace? He can't block
Yeah,
anyway.
it's a 3/2.
A 3/2 with Menace, sorry, yeah.
I think we're going to see a hollow one here.
Love it.
And I would definitely block.
Oh, you can't block, he's got Menace.
No, but you can block the hollow ones.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Just smash the hollow ones into each other. See another Bloodgast off the top here for Adam.
Although, would you, because you've got Flamewake Phoenixes now, potentially coming down next turn? All 3 of them. Because you've got the Ferocious to trigger. Flamewake Phoenix. Faithless Looting we have in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, very appropriately named, I would believe. Burning Inquiry here from Adam.
Let's see, let's roll the dice.
So Flamewake Phoenix, a Lightning Bolt, and a land.
Oh, he's still
don't want to lose the land. Don't want to lose the land.
Don't.
It's actually pretty bad because Adam looks at his hand first. I don't like that. You should definitely just put the cards face down like Daniel does and get lucky.
Just get good. Those are getting discarded, and those are getting discarded. There you go, flip them. Boom, 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 boom.
Is there the
there
mountain's gone. Both Bloodghasts.
So, he hasn't got a mountain. He hasn't got anything,
He's not got a land.
But there's another Burning Inquiry for next turn.
No, that. Yeah. Just in case you needed it.
Oh, wonderful.
And he has the bolt as well, but...
Now, do you trade off?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, because you have Gurmag Angler in the graveyard.
Yeah, but then you can't play all 3 of the Phoenixes next turn because you've got a land drop. You can only play 2.
That's fine.
I don't know, because then
I'm
you're
also
smashing
I'm also probably blocking with the Phoenixes as well.
Oh, if he's attacking...
If he attacks with a hollow one, I would be more than happy to trade.
Really?
Yes.
I like smashing for, like, so much next time.
But you're taking 4 damage this turn.
4 is nothing, really.
It's a lot when you add it to 8.
Okay.
Your opponent also didn't play a land, so it's definitely beneficial.
Goblin Lore as well.
I definitely like playing... I just like...
You just do Gurmag Angler and then 2 Phoenix and then swing?
Yeah, especially when you have a Blackleaf Cliffs. If you have the Gurmag Angler, is the question.
Bum, bum, bum.
Lightning Bolt, the Flameblade. Yeah,
I like
sensible,
that. Yeah. Get out of the way, why not?
2 mana... Goblin Lore.
Okay, interesting. 2,
3 and 4. Yeah, he might not have the Gurmag Angler then. I thought he had an
This
Angler.
does grow the... No, I thought he had one as well. Maybe just got discarded from last turn. Off the Inquiries. Choose your poison. 1, 2, 3 cards discarded. Lovely. Let's see what gets discarded. Awesome lands, and was that another Lightning Bolt?
It's definitely a one mana spell.
Mm-hmm. So
Many
that Blackleaf
triggers.
Cliffs is not actually in play, just to let everyone know.
Big attack here from Daniel. Looks like he
Seems good.
needs to find a way of getting those Phoenixes back.
Well, I think he had... so he has a Bloodgast in hand now. And there was a hollow one for the draw. Okay, but no lands. What a shame. He needs to get this land draw, so I think you shoot off this Burning Inquiry, right, if you're Adam?
Yeah, you have a hollow one.
Yeah, right. But then it does kind of make Daniel's hand a bit better. So it's a bit diabolically bad.
Yeah, Daniel's hand was pretty rough at this point in time.
Yep. So he's just cleaning up his graveyard there. That's nice of him.
So it was a
Just
Faithless
shoot it
Looting
off.
was the 1 mana spell discarded.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay. Burning Inquiry again. Let's do it. Roll the dice.
This is
They've
hilarious.
done it like every time, right? Every turn.
And yes, Faithless Looting, you are everywhere.
He is everywhere.
100% everywhere.
Only been cast once, though, in this game.
Many copies in the graveyard.
Yes. They're going to mill themselves at this rate.
Does he find the hollow one? Oh, wow, there's a hollow... Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, the double Bloodcast, though.
Well, that's pretty good.
There's a hollow one on the other side for Adam, though, coming down this turn.
Ooh. Did he get his land draw, though? He didn't. Oh, did he? No, he did, I think, actually.
Yes, it looks like there's a land.
Oh, that is lovely, then, for him.
Especially as they have haste.
Yeah, yeah.
That's 4
gets them all
damage this
back.
turn.
It's quite a lot. It's pretty good.
So the fetch land here, we're going to trigger the Bloodghasts back into play. God, that Burning Inquiry was a good one.
Crept him back out now of the small pit that he had been dug into.
Yeah, just a little bit.
By Daniel. Cracking the fetch, get the other lands.
Down to 12.
Seems good. Was his last card in hand, or was he just... That was the last card, was it?
Sorry.
Was that his last card in the hand?
Interesting that he's gone for the mountain. Not swap.
Oh, he's got a card in hand. Maybe it's a lightning bolt, I guess.
He looks like he's got.
I think it was a lightning bolt, right?
Possibly, yeah. It's pretty good if it is. Oh wow, yeah, and we get to Flamewake Phoenix trigger as well. That's 6 damage. If he has a lightning bolt, this is lethal.
Well, he doesn't because he has to pay 1 for the Phoenix. Yeah, sadly, but nice thought, though.
Pretty good.
Do you know what symbol that is on the Flamewake Phoenix?
It's the Teamer symbol.
Yeah.
This is Rug Life, yo.
Rug Life. Yeah.
That red, black, red, blue, green sun. Bring it from the streets. The hood.
He's bringing it down.
Whatever desolate wasteland on Tarkir.
Well, it's definitely desolate. That's
where it's still perfectly acceptable to punch a bear in the face. But he's a Rug Life.
What did Daniel draw for his turn?
It's 3 mana.
Ooh, okay, fast right paper sleeting.
Pretty rough if he's doing that. Well, we might be done.
Ooh, not the best here.
I think we might be done here.
I think you're right.
Because
those he's got a fetch land in hand, right? Or is it a
because the Bloodghast can't block.
No.
Well, that's a pretty good turnaround there from Adam.
Pretty much.
Those burning inquiries were ridiculous.
And getting him back in the game, but also messing with the plan for Daniel, yeah,
oh,
certainly.
Yeah. Like losing 2 Gurmag anglers is pretty harch.
Yeah, it's pretty
No, he's going to pick
scoop
it all up. Wow.
There we go.
Hello. It's game
round numero uno.
Game 1 going to Adam Martin on Black Red Hollow One, taking Daniel Lopez on Black Red Hollow One. Rivera.
I just love how much like Burning Inquiry just messes and is so good for both of them. Although it just seemed like you roll the dice, occasionally you get good, right?
So it's interesting. Sort of the decks have started to morph a little bit now. Like they've got normally got one main deck Fairy Macabre. You also have one main deck Tassiger the Golden Fang. Obviously, Collective Brutality, just because it's really
be activated?
Good. No. Because he's blue-green to activate.
Oh, do they? Some of them play like Stomping Grounds, right?
One Stomping Ground.
So no, it can't actually be.
No, it can't actually be activated.
Is there another one on the side then? No, okay.
No.
Interesting.
But obviously, sort of things for this match that we're looking at, you're really wanting your big game hunters.
Yeah, big game hunters is actually really,
Leyline of the Void.
Good. Yeah, Leyline of the Void as well. Like that, I'm sure they just jam them in, right?
Oh,
you might have a ley line off here.
If you have 4 ley lines, you are bringing in 4 ley lines. We see Grim Lavamancer. We've obviously got the Ancient Grudge. Ancient Grudge is it's a colourless. It's colourless, not an artifact, isn't it? The hollow one.
What do you mean?
Hollow one.
Hollow one is an artifact. It's an artifact, definitely. Hollow one.
Yes.
Artifact creature golem.
I'm actually in with bringing in Ancient Grudge in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, like K Command has been pretty good.
Because I think your Bloodghasts aren't great.
No, not particularly. I don't think these guys run any Tassigers, but...
I also don't think you want to be running as many copies of, say, Burning Inquiry and Goblin Lore.
Looks like he's boarding out the Burning Inquiries.
Yeah, again, it's the one-sided effect of Goblin Lore. I think you turn into a bit more of a fair deck player. Plus, Burning Inquiry, you want to not just have your random cards put in the graveyard and exiled by, say, Leyline of the Void.
Right, yeah. You don't really want to have anything sort of getting put into your graveyard, except... Ooh, is it upside down?
Half the deck's upside down. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, sort that out, mister.
Street Wraith probably comes out as well.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think that's doing anything. And possibly even like the Collective Brutalities. I don't think that's
Brutality,
really
I think, is fine. Kills Flameblade Adept.
It does kill the Flameblade Adept, that's true. But I don't think that's a biggest of your worries because you have Lightning Bolt anyway.
I also love that this is like the 1 mana spell of choice in terms of creatures. It's quite cool.
It just works particularly well. When they first started around with the deck, they were playing with the other menace creature, the vampire. What's it called? The Spade and Dredge. Oh, what's it called?
Oh, Insolent Neonate.
Insolent Neonate. That's it. Yeah.
I can see that, but again, the whole
menace as well.
Yeah, it was so much better in Dredge because it triggered Dredge.
Well, it's the discard first, isn't it? You discard, then you get
discard,
your draw.
Then draw. Yeah. Oh, sacrifice. You sacrificed, then you discarded and drawed.
Discard my Golgari Grave Troll and Reg 6.
Yes.
Seems good to me. So...
Game number 2.
I want to know which way it goes here now, whether it's play or draw dependent or just down to pure luck.
Luck dependent.
Luck dependent, I think, definitely plays a part here.
Yeah, luck is definitely a part of this match.
Certainly when you're rolling the big dice of who can draw. The more Burning Inquiries in the match, I think. I think that's what it comes down to, right? And then rolling the good dice. Just shuffling up. They're presenting their hands.
Game number 2, Daniel likely to be on the play. Having lost at game number 1, I imagine that if you're going to do it, you take the play here.
You certainly want to take the play, that's for sure.
Oh, both players taking a mulligan.
Uh-oh.
That was quick. No ley lines in those hands.
Yeah, that's right. Just having a few questions thrown towards our way. I'm not sure exactly what's happening.
Didn't understand the question.
No.
Some hand gestures were made and didn't understand any of them.
Yeah.
So players are going to shuffle up, take their mulligans down to 6. Who do you think the mulligan favours? I actually have no idea because I think they're both exactly the same.
Yes.
I think it's more. I think with these decks, because of the way they play, it's more important that you have a usable hand.
That's right. Yes.
A great hand. Usability.
Representing their 6.
Usability definitely better than anything else in this matchup. So
yes. Yeah.
Let's see what looks like
I
cards
think
in
you keep
there.
that right. You got to just.
You have a land,
jam with it.
Goblin Law, Burning Inquiry. Oh, we have Leyline of the Void on the other side of the table. We have double Leyline and a Goblin Law and a land.
I have pre-game effects.
Yeah, I think you keep his hand.
So he goes after the scry, doesn't it? Which is interesting.
So you get, you do get to scry first, and then you have your pre-game effects. Make both my ley lines.
I have pre-game effects. Just the one.
Do you make both of them?
I think if he had both of them.
Oh no, he has a Street Wraith. That's what it is.
Yeah, your graveyard is no such thing.
Yeah. So let's pull up Leyline of the Void, a card that hasn't seen a huge amount of play in terms of the Leyline cycle. The Leyline of Sanctity, definitely the
Love that card.
Mainly played one. We don't see any of the green, blue, or red ones unless you're playing in Legacy.
So Leyline of Anticipation was the blue one. Leyline of Vitality is the green one. I mean, there's been other green and blues and white ones as well, like Leyline of the Meek.
There's been loads of them. There's been a lot of Leylines, but Leyline of the Void and Leyline of Sanctity, the two that I've seen play. Unless you're playing Legacy Leylines, in which place you play most Leylines. That's how the deck wins.
Yeah, love that deck. Love Opalescence anyway as just the cards.
So we're going to see the Black-Red Painland here into Faithless Looting. It does mean that Gurmag Angler costs 7 mana. The Goblin Law there.
Red Painland. Name?
No idea. It's not that named that.
Yeah. I will go and ask someone to check the name of that, actually. Mick. Can you go check the name of the land that's on Adam's side, the further side? The land, yeah, it's like a Painland. Is it Sulphurous Vents? Thank you, Carpathia, if that is Sulphurous Vents. I think you're right, actually. I think it is Sulphurous Vents. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. Sulphurous Springs. Ah, there you go.
Sulphurous Springs.
Sulphurous Springs.
So obviously the offset ones were Carplution Forest was
Mick.
green, red. Brushland was green, white. Adakar Wastes was blue, white. Underground River was black, red.
Yes.
And Sulphurous Springs was black, red. And then you had your Shivan Reef, your Yavimar Coast, your Llanowar Wastes, your Caves of Koilos, and your Battlefield Forge.
Yeah. Carpathia, you were very close. Well done.
It's actually interesting because those ones haven't seen...
Sulphurous Springs, I don't think I've seen in Modern at all.
Wow, we also managed to get Hollow One into play.
That's what you get when you roll the dice.
Lands. No second land here for Daniel, unfortunately. This is going to do a lot of work.
He's got a Hollow One stuck in hand.
Hollow One. He's got a Flamewake Phoenix stuck in hand as well. It was actually interesting that they reprinted like the Yavimar Coast cycle, but they didn't reprint the other cycle.
No, so that might mean that it's coming next. What's they called? The release? You know the
Dominaria.
Not Dominaria, but the home pack, the core sets. That's it.
Oh,
they were thinking of doing the core
yeah.
sets, weren't they? So it's possible that it comes out there, because they quite like to do the Painlands and core sets.
One of the
Black Red Eldrazi list. Welcome, Death and Tap Minutes, to the stream. I hope you're having a great time.
One of the interesting things, though, about the Painlands is, if you're talking about standard, they're incredibly safe lands to reprint. Like incredibly safe to reprint.
They're great, aren't they, really? They could do Shocklands again, because it's about that time, isn't it?
I think you might need to go back to Ravnica to do those, though. Because they were so specific to Ravnica.
They are due to go back to Ravnica, aren't they?
Probably
Dominaria, that stage.
I think we've maybe got another year or so before we have a.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not.
I think the Painlands are so safe to reprint because yes, they're dual lands, but they don't help any of your other lands. They cost you life whenever you make coloured mana. They're just incredibly safe to reprint because they're very difficult to break in any way, shape, or form.
Yes,
and you don't even see them being played in the Death Shadow decks, which want to lose life.
No, and they can do that every single turn, right?
Yeah.
Just float random black mana or whatever. Yeah, unfortunately, I was watching not unfortunately, I was watching Death and Cat Mixer's stream yesterday, and as he says in chat, I'm here to take the shuffling. He was playing online, and the MTG shuffler there is, to use a word, probably god-awful. really bad. He had a really bad time, unfortunately. It was PJ Salt in the chat, I think. So he's going to shoot off a lightning bolt here. Daniel is going to get rid of that Flame Blade Adept. I'm going to keep on calling it Flame Wake Adept.
Probably. Seems pretty good.
Still no reasonable way to get rid of this hollow one as we are standing. But I don't think really Adam has much else to play with, has he? Looks like he's got a handful of lands.
So it's just needing to find a way at the moment to deal with...
Bloodghast. Taking a life, though. Do you take a life for that? It's double black. Should have taken a life off of that. We might get that checked.
And unfortunately, we seem to be really struggling at 4 lands.
It's draw, pass, yeah. Looks like Daniel is getting smashed by his mana base at the moment. He's just not drawing the sufficient amount of lands, which I think this deck runs 22 odd, right?
Runs a fair number of.
Yep, that's right. That was in his latest stream.
So Leyline of the Void, a fantastic card. Unfortunately, the issue being you still need to draw some lands to actually play your spells. And you're down to 9, and this is a 2-turn clock at the moment.
Do you like rolling the dice with Goblin Law? I love it.
Oh, it's definitely good.
So what does he get stuck with? Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. He gets a Gurmag Angler, a hollowed one. I don't think he's got anything, though. Oh, no. He's got no lands to play, so... Oh, no, he has, actually.
He's got a hollow one.
He's got a hollow one, anyway, which he can just play for free.
So, we found a Collective Brutality and an extension of the hand. Daniel Lopez Rovira taken down at 2 games to 0 by Adam Martin in the... Black-red hollow one mirror. And actually, yeah, you're right. It is a really good mirror to watch.
It's quite fun to watch, to be fair. It's a shame that Daniel didn't really get any, there's the land off the top, the Stomping Grounds, but it is just a bit too late. Too little, too late. And being able to play 5 mana, 4/4 for free. It is, isn't it? Like, you get more than enough time, you would think, to be able to draw into your lands.
Oh, definitely.
But just didn't really work out that way. And being able to actually land some decent threats. Like, if you don't draw any of the hollow ones, or they just get randomly discarded to the randomness of both of the decks, then it's not particularly great, is it? The deck, like, especially when you got the Leyline of the Void in play, it's a pretty good hoser card against you. So it seems pretty bad that.
But it was one of the things we saw last week, when even if you play a hoser card, you still need to make a win condition. As we saw, I made a Blood Moon, and I died against a Tron deck because they tapped 9 mana and made an Ugin.
Yeah. So the last.
Pretty rough.
I think the last 2 Sundays that there have been, not the last 2 Sundays just gone, but the last Sundays where we were running the winner box in the store,
Yep.
Hollow One has won.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprises me because it's actually not put up any. It made obviously top 4 of the Pro Tour.
It does. I think it's got consistently sort of top 8 sort of rankings, but I don't think it's won anything big money sort of things yet.
So let's go back to the normal annoying question. What's it bad against? Well, what is theoretically, if Black-Red Hollow One was really good around you, what's good against it? I know one that I can think of straight away off the top of my head.
Probably Lantern Control.
Do you think Lantern Control's a thing at the moment?
It's probably not a thing because Jund's back around.
Okay, let's look at the current format.
Jund as well. Really does quite good against it.
Interesting.
It's got good enough hand disruption to just strip away their pieces. It's got main deck K commands, terminates.
Yep.
I mean, Push isn't particularly good against it, but Jund is only really running like 1 or none. So think Jund probably has a good stage, and it's got the scavenging users in the main deck to at least suggest that there's some amount of good cards in that matchup. What would you suggest is?
Well, Affinity has mentioned a good one, Dredge.
Dredge is pretty good.
Dredge seems
definitely
pretty good because it's like, oh, you
living end as well, right?
Turn 1 Burning Incree, and you discarded my my Dredge card. Oh, fantastic! Thanks very much for that. Turn 1, I'll just Dredge. So the one that sprung instantly to mind was Boggles.
Yeah, Boggles does quite well against it, right? I don't know if they run any engineered explosives in the side. I think they did. The one that went to the Pro Tour did have it in the side, but do you have it in your hand? Yes.
And the thing as well with Boggles, the thing as well with Boggles is Dmitry Budakov obviously winning the Mox with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Match Online Championships with Boggles, taking down Grixis Control. Grixis Control was actually really popular.
Yep.
At that Mox. Black Red Hollow one wasn't, but yeah, Sweepers and Reflector Mage is also good.
Yes.
You need to have the right deck for that.
Yep.
Normally Reflector Mage doesn't go so well with Wrath Effect.
So no, it doesn't. Right.
I also maybe don't think that Humans is probably fine against it, but is it fast enough?
Humans
to keep
is great. Yeah, it's pretty fast. It's pretty good. We don't actually get to see it around here that much, so I think like both of our sort of experience comes down to just watching it on camera and other streams. I mean, it's certainly my experience. There is one guy that plays it around here, but
I've played against Humans a bit. It's also what the decks you play with.
Yeah, right. So like we both run sort of value greenish
creature decks. Yeah,
creature decks,
which either smash humans or die horribly to humans.
Yeah,
like that's how it is. Like you can play a game where I make a turn 2 4/4 and just beat you down with the 4/4, and it will get bigger every turn. You can never beat that.
Yeah, but then they get stages where they just they're on the play, they do Burning Inquiry, and suddenly your hand is garbage, right? And you're just left with like
it's like I'll keep this 2-land hand, and I have no lands anymore. Oh, good.
Great.
But that's the randomness part. And it's actually really interesting playing against.
That's kind of the fun thing about it. It's not particularly nice about playing against it, but the randomness is great because it means it's got a game against practically anything, hasn't it? If it's just going on the whole screw your hand plan, it can pretty much win against anything, which is just quite fun. It's quite random, it's fun. Yeah, is it playable?
Of course it is.
Obviously, because you just see there, it's winning.
And it's also winning your
top tables.
The boxes on the weekend.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
One of the things with Hollow One as well is it can have ridiculously explosive draws. I mean, we've all seen the one where they made 4 Hollow Ones on turn 1.
Yep. Yeah, it is entirely possible, right? Or they pitch all of their stuff into the graveyard, and then Bloodghast and stuff come back and go boo.
Yeah,
it's like
there is a massive random element that you actually just get rid of all your lands, or you get rid of all your actual threats.
Well, it can affect you as well. So it's not because it's the symmetrical sort of effect. It doesn't mean that it's screwing one person in particular, like say in Snaring Bridge, where your deck is completely built around it. Yes, this has some built around effects, but it can really just screw you over as well, right? Like. So it's a lot of fun to actually see. I imagine it's quite fun to play with. You just, as long as you've got like a good attitude to just randomly getting yourself screwed or whatever.
If you sit down and you're playing against Black Red Hollow One, just smile because
either way,
karma,
right?
If you get crushed, karma will come back around at some point with that deck.
It will.
That luck is pretty much the name of the game with that deck.
Yeah.
You can't stack it in any way.
That's very, very much so. Oh, we can get another game of feature match. Great. Oh, great. Okay, so we're going to get Sahar on, and we'll see if we can get them.
I don't have the names. Do you want me to go and get the names?
Yeah, can you go quickly grab the names and we'll put them on?
I'll go steal it from the judge.
Leave me here. I'm just going to type this stuff in here. If you've got any questions in the chat, I can answer them right now, just while I put the names in for the people that are going to go in. Sahar, which side are you sitting on? Which side are you sitting on? Okay, great. Thank you. Right, we're just going to sort out the names. And Sahar is on Jund today, but it's Jund splashing Lingering Souls, which I think is Death and Catmix's favourite card still. I hope it is. If not, I'll have to beat him whenever I go over to the States. What conditioner do I use? I actually just had my haircut today. What do you think?
Lights Jund. Oh, here we are.
Is that how I spell her name?
He has a new hairstyle.
It was
the L'Oreal hair.
You know what it was? It was
L'Oreal hair flick.
Do they have L'Oreal in the States? They must do,
right? I have
no
idea.
Death and Cat Mix, you can tell me. Do you have L'Oreal in the States?
Probably.
I imagine you do, right?
It was probably
like
generated in. It was probably generated in America. But yes, we have.
Is that how I spell it?
Light Jund. It's Light Jund.
Light Jund.
It's Light Jund.
Jund Light. It's like a
Jund Light. Jund Light. We'll go with that one. And Affinity for opponent in Jan, and I am not even going to bother.
Oh, look, I just spelled her name perfect, and I didn't even.
Way, good man. It probably also was saved in the system.
No, it's not, because I've been adding this here
Oh,
now,
sure,
so
okay.
Do we know what his opponent...
Affinity.
Oh, hello.
And it's 1-1.
It's 1-1.
Yeah.
Filthy
Affinity 1 game 1, Light Jund Light 1.
It can get game 1, definitely. Do we know the name of the guy? What's his name?
Jan Mika Lajak.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, cool.
You can type that one in, because you're in front of the keyboard
this
time. It does look that way, definitely, or Eastern European for sure.
Or Czech. I have to ask him after.
Yeah. So
L'Oreal is so American.
We're going to save them in. The players are
so
1-1.
then there are 1-1. We'll go back to the game
straight down
table
to the
now,
feature match area,
and we'll get off Leyland of the Void, hopefully.
Luke, can you tell them to start? Can you tell them to start? Yeah. Yeah. Tell them to start as soon as they're ready. Some people. No help.
I think
no
Sahar heard you there.
Sahar heard me more than that. There was someone stood next to the table who now I'm just like, can you tell them to start? It's like, but the mulliganing, it's like, oh, okay, just tell them to start when they're ready. But Sahar did here. So, players shuffled up, and we are on to game number 3. You didn't spell, it's got a comma, apostrophe. Apostrophe. Is it correct now? Our senior citizen says, ding. Colligan's command.
Diet Jund. That says, yeah, it's on Jund Light, you know. It's not the full. It's not the full version of Jund, because it's easier to swallow, shall we say?
Oh, God. Oh dear Lord, looks like an interesting
Are we going to Jund them out?
Interesting hand here for Jund.
That help better be free.
So
it's not free.
Sahar
put your donations
in.
Did she mulligan to 6? Did they both mulligan to 6?
I think so. Yeah, that's 6 in hand.
6? Ooh. Now we know that Jund mulligans fairly well, right? Oh, Jud's cool already.
He's behind you.
He's behind you. This isn't the theatre.
Judge!
Here we go.
There we go. Why don't people just shout Judge across the room? It's so much easier.
Sahar should. She's got a voice in her.
Yeah, I know she does. But it's like the judge is sat just behind them doing something. They're just like, oh, I need a judge. It's like, oh, yeah, it's because Jan drew up 7 cards again by accident, by the looks of it. So we're going to randomly shuffle the hand, put one back on top.
I see.
That'd
Did he actually look at them, though?
I don't know, but again, it's still... You still pretty much do this in most formats because you don't know the state of your deck. It's a card you're going to look at anyway.
Yeah, right?
She puts one back.
Yeah. They haven't seen them. No. Meh. Fire that help.
Definitely fire the help.
I hope your dog is looking swag. We've got to get a stream up. Death and Cat Mix like in the next stream.
Sahar mulliganing down. Oh, both players mulliganing to 5.
That's filth.
Dear Lord.
But then all you need, really, is a couple of bolts and a Colligan's command and some land.
You need, 2 lands, Abrupt Decay, Bolt.
Abrupt Decay is really good as well.
Grimflayer, done. Thanks very much. That's because Grimflayer will find you your lands.
Yeah, Grimflayer's great.
And this is one of the benefits of playing Grimflayer in this deck over... So this so the version that Sahar is playing is a version without Dark Confidant. So it is...
El Confidante Oscuro.
It is on 4 Tarmogoyf, 4 Grimflayer, 2 Scavenging Ooze, 2 Tireless Trackers as the main creatures, plus the 4 Blood Red.
Tireless Trackers?
Yeah.
Lovely.
I love that card.
That card
I think that card in Jund is like a must. That card is nuts good.
No, it's so good at grinding out the value. Which the whole deck is great around, right? Of trading 1 for 1, but that's the one that gets you those extra cards as well.
Because when you play against, say, the Green-White Collector Company decks, you get to this point in the game where it's like, oh, I've stabilised, but actually I can't pull ahead, and Tireless Tracker just goes, yeah, I've now won the game, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it looks like we've got the Grimflayer in hand, and a Lightning Bolt as well.
Sweet. That's what I like to see.
We're going to scry.
You do need at least 1 kill spell, right? And
oh no, oh my goodness. Jan on a mulligan.
This might actually be just a non-game. But then they can still win, right?
Of course they can.
Still entirely win. You just go land
bloke, land memnite, plating, cardboard.
You don't even need, you want Vault Scourge.
Yeah, sure. Land, Vault Scourge, plating, cardboard. 4 cards done. Thanks very much.
Just running platings and memnites and stuff.
But yeah, so a bit of the anticlimactic one. This one is just like
maybe
mulligan to 5, mulligan to 4.
So they've got about 13 minutes left on the round at the moment.
They'll get a bit of a time.
We'll
They'll get a time extension for moving across.
Yeah. But I don't think this game is going to take that long.
No, so 4 cards here for Jan, and trust me, I mean, this Affinity deck can easily win on a multi 4.
Oh, it certainly can, that's for sure. There is plenty of cards within the Affinity sort of match, so they can just sit there and go boo. Didn't get a good look, though, at her hand for...
Safety pin, Inkmoth, and Starbucks gift card. Pass the turn. Nice. Nice.
Inkmoth is pretty good. You're just really waiting now. They're taking their time.
So
30 seconds kept it.
Okay, so that's that was a looked like an ancient grudge. That cut what?
Good. To the bottom.
Into the bottom. So obviously she's looking for the land. So no term on land. But we have a oh wow.
Oh,
so
I
both
see,
players are on
that might be why,
nothing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, we got a relic.
Oh, relic's pretty good.
Draw.
No land.
No land for either player. Hello.
So we might actually have a bit of a
plating. That's an ancient grudge. Go. Oh my goodness. What is this? And the pass of the turn again. That is not allowed. That's a
just told us to shut up as well.
That is. Have we found a land? We've got a lightning bolt. So I think you discard the engine. Yeah, go.
Yeah, why not?
We're already
like,
up. We're already discarding.
But then that's going to be dead to relic when he does land.
No land. That was a. We're gonna discard the Master of Ethereum. So both players now we found the Lingering Souls.
We're playing the draw 3.
It's pretty
discard.
good.
Oh, that's a good discard at least.
Draw. No lands. Oh no, we found a land! Way! Found a land. Make relic. Mind you, if Sahar finds
They're both laughing though. That's good.
If Sahar finds a land, then she gets to make Lingering Souls.
Yes,
it's pretty good.
Lingering Souls is great in this matchup. It's just so good. Does Sahar have to discard? Is she at? No, she's at 7. Okay.
I think you have to. Yeah, you make relic here. Welcome, peace and love. Yay, magic, and you discard the.
This
you
is
definitely
a hard
get rid of the
choice,
ancient
right?
grudge. You have to get rid of ancient grudge. You
have
to get rid of the ancient grudge. Lingering Souls is so good.
Yeah.
Like Lingering Souls stonewalls their deck.
Pretty much, unless they all up to play.
Oh, we found a swamp, so we can do something.
No, this is just a swamp.
It's just a swamp, but we can. But this is why you keep the Lingering Souls, because Lingering Souls is a threat.
But yeah, at least you've got one thing that you can play.
Yeah, one. It is white to cast, black to flashback. Oh dear lord! So we got 2 spirits into play here.
If they end up going the full 10 attacks.
That's a signal pest.
Oh, you can make
a threat.
Signal pest. It blocks Lingering Souls. Doesn't kill it, but it blocks Lingering Souls.
So Sahar's probably favoured at this point if she draws, I don't know, a fetch land.
Is that a push?
I don't know, but it's definitely a Tarmogoyf.
Definitely at least one Tarmogoyf in that hand.
Fetch land pretty much turns this entire hand on. That was the funniest mulligan we've seen before. Both players now playing at 7 cards. Basically restarted the game. We just had to go for 4 turns. Oh wow, that is a huge draw there. The lightning bolt is unlocked. Well, 2 damage here. So there's no green mana still. 2/1/1 spirits, GG. We're definitely going to attack though.
I haven't seen the discard to hand size Lingering Souls play an next turn trick.
So funny.
But it's working.
I mean, I think oh my god, Sahar's hand. Sahar's hand is Lightning Bolt, Tarmogoyf, Abrupt Decay, Double Grim
shoot
Flare.
off Lightning Bolt, right? Surely.
You can hold it. You don't have to. You can hold it.
7 cards? 7 cards in hand.
She played a land. She played a land.
Right, yeah, so
there's no discard.
No discard effects. Yeah.
So you got.
Otherwise, you just send it upstairs. Surely you don't even care about the pest
exactly.
at the moment.
I think you would kill the pest.
You might.
But your opponent isn't drawing lands, and this is really strange for an Affinity deck because normally 1 lands is all you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can normally just go off 2/1/1s concede. Springleaf Drum. Oh, we found some mana. In response, Bolt.
Yep. I think that's very true.
Deal.
Yeah. That is particularly nasty.
Untap. Here for Sahar. Gonna untap a draw.
So Jean
found another Grimflayer.
Oh well. Okay.
Discard one of our 3.
Bolt, right?
No, you just discard a Grimflayer. You've got 3 of them in hand.
I guess it turns on your Delirium a bit faster.
It also turns on Tarmogoyf.
Sort of.
It's relevant.
The relic is.
Oh no, apparently she didn't have to discard this turn. Oh, she lightning bolted, so it went.
Oh yeah, it was lightning bolt. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, we found a mana.
Oh, there's manas.
We're doing good.
We're gonna have a game again. Woo!
Yep. Yana 16 life here.
He didn't draw his land until
Facing-
turn 3, but he is actually still
He also has Thoughtcast in hand, which isn't too far away from being cast. Oh, wait.
2
mana, Arcbound Ravager.
Okay, no, you've got the mana then now. You can cast Thoughtcast.
Yep.
Ravager's actually not that bad here either. Presenting a decent clock. And it's a gorgeous Ravager as well. I think that's one of the ones where I don't actually like the original art over the reprint.
There's a lot of ones where I don't like the original art on it, but there are some that I like the original art more.
Oh no, we agree on the Huntmaster. There was somebody that does. No, is it you that doesn't like the new art of?
What, the Vaults one? Why do you think I bought one?
Oh yeah, from the Vaults Huntmaster is gorgeous.
God, yeah. Why do you think I bought one?
It's gorgeous. Spire of Industry.
Oh, so we found our lands.
Yeah, we're actually in for a good game now.
Well, we're in for a game. Do we have anything to do? I think you can. Oh, you bolt the Ravager. Oh, interesting.
Well, it survives bolt, doesn't it?
Abrupt Decay, the draw for the turn.
Abrupt Decay is pretty good as an answer.
No green mana.
No green mana.
Attack for 2.
No. How'd you get souls? Yeah, indeed, right?
If you talk to the gentleman over there, yeah. We're going to attack for 2, down to 14. And I mean, still, Yan doesn't have anything in hand. Oh yeah, she has a Bloodbraid Elf. Interesting, she goes for bolt now. I don't think you bolt now.
It's not killing you really straight away, is it?
But actually, to be fair, he doesn't have that many artifacts to sacrifice.
3. You wait until he tries to eat one. Because at the moment he just eats those. Well, actually no, that doesn't
He
get rid of
eats
the
most
relic,
of his board.
Oh no, so he's going to activate.
Yeah, he'll make that. He'll give that a counter, which
but
I
then
like.
how much do you want to really go for? Oh, he's just going to put it on there. Okay,
yeah,
right.
Which I like.
Yeah.
It's fine because and for Sahara it's fine as well because she gets the problem card off the table.
But the only issue here is
Abrupt Decay doesn't do anything.
Abrupt Decay doesn't kill, the Blinkmoth Nexus. But she's not taking a large amount of damage anyway.
18 still.
Unless this payoff card comes. I think there's another Ravager in hand, is it? Or
yeah,
is
it looks like another Ravager in hand. And it looks like Sahara's got Bloodbraid Elf, Tarmogoyf, Grimflayer.
On that green mana. Ugh.
The Jund deck runs the standard number of fetch lands.
It does, that's right, yeah.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
And all of them fetch green mana.
Yeah, exactly, right? And you've just got the option of drawing the green mana in itself. Yep. So
yeah, I like making another Ravager here.
Yeah, I think that's sensible. You can even grow again anything you want. Looks like the red-white Death and Taxes players doing particularly well.
He's on Mardu.
Oh, he's on Mardu?
He's Marduing people.
Oh, I thought you said he was...
Well, I thought he was.
Oh, okay. No,
Marduing people today.
Right, okay. So maybe we won't get...
Taps.
Might see him on
See a Signal Pest here.
Tired Jund moving forward.
Well, reanimated Jund.
Reanimated Jund. I like the reanimated Jund, yeah.
If we can find a land for Bloodbraid Elf, do we...
Black Red Lingering Souls.
Oh, hello. Oh, we found a land, but it doesn't still make... That is literally the most tilting land to draw.
The only land... Wait, does it run Basic Mountain?
No.
No? Okay, so, yep, pretty much the only card... Shy.
Pass the turn.
Oh, no.
You have to... You don't... okay, you can attack. I don't like the attack.
I think it's Mardu Pyromancer.
It's Mardu Pyromancers.
I don't think that makes... Yeah, sadly. Not... Red, White, Death and Taxes. He was playing Red, White, Death and Taxes the other week.
Definitely.
Doing quite well. He had the 2 sideboard Dire Fleet Daredevils, which is wonderful.
That's a card that's made an interesting transfer into Modern.
It's made it into my Team of Moon deck.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, it's pretty good for taking away, like, Fatal Pushes or Terminates or whatever. Hand Disruption.
So Lingering Souls is still going to do a decent job of just blocking forever, but if this is a plating... Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Oh dear lord. Perennial Plating is the draw, and it wasn't like Sahara kept a bad hand.
No.
She kept a really good hand.
Yeah. Although...
But the attack was a little bit aggressive.
Well, yes. I mean, you're going to take a big chunk here now. Team Agenda is underrated. What's the... so you can activate one of these Nexi, right? And... Oh no, you can... activate with Springleaf Drum as well, so you can actually activate...
you've got a Mox.
Yeah, you can activate one, but you could have activated both.
I think it's fine. Like like if she has anything,
I guess it's still
blow out anyway.
Damage, isn't it? It doesn't really matter.
It's a huge boatload of damage.
So
8 damage.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, just 5, isn't it?
1, 2,
6,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 damage.
8 damage coming through. So it's not too bad.
Swordcast. Oh my goodness, another Swordcast.
1, 2, 3. I think he's going to climb back out of here. Is it just draw 2?
Yeah, it's draw 2.
Yeah, draw 2. Yeah,
5 mana draw 2 affinity for artifacts.
Sure.
So How's just had this massive problem of no green mana?
Let's see if it's a forest.
Oh, it's a Maelstrom Pulse.
Nope, and that might just be...
Game.
Well, you can block, and it does actually kill the Signal Pest, which is relevant.
Yep. He can instant speed the plating as well.
Yes, that is why you would have to block both.
If you're going to discard, you discard a Grimflare.
Yeah.
I am quite interested at some point of actually cracking this relic.
Yeah, I couldn't do it at the end step there, but
so draw for the
certainly an option.
Find a Memnite.
Well, Memnite's actually good because that means that you can instant speed and activate both in Exile.
Yes.
So I think this is just game right. You've got one. Have you got enough? No, you need to keep. No, there is. Yeah, you've got enough. You've got lethal. Either way, no. You activate both in Exile. Wow. So rough when you just don't hit your
Edge champion as well.
So this actually this means that you get to kill both of the Lingering Souls tokens, and a land off the top does like a green land off the top is actually quite relevant. If you get rid of the plating here, you kind of stuck.
You can abrupt decay the plating. Oh, we're going to see 2. We're going to see the activation.
There's one creature, but it's just not enough, right? Oh no, maybe it is.
Okay, so he's going to attack with the pest. Only with the pest.
Only with the pest. Okay, sure.
Seems.
Never mind there.
So we're going to block the pest. So you sacrifice the pest, obviously, to the Ravager, which is why I don't like this attack.
No, I think you should have activated both the next side then and just gone straight in. Because either way you're winning because you've got 10 artifacts on the board anyway because the infect goes through. Strange. That might have actually cost him here. There's no trample.
And also, if he sacrifices it, the Lingering Souls token stays alive.
Yeah,
because damage doesn't go on the stack.
Yeah, exactly, right? So
they're going to trade.
That's bizarre.
Oh no, so he's going to sacrifice it, so still has Lingering Souls tokens.
Yeah.
And there's Abrupt Decay and Maelstrom Pulse in hand.
Yeah.
And a Bloodbraid Elf.
But this is just buying her time, which you don't really want to do.
No, and I'm not going to lie, if Sahar draws a green land, I'm slamming Bloodbraid Elf. It blocks and makes another thing.
It doesn't block the flyers.
No, but it doesn't block the Edge champion, but
no, that's true.
You draw a green land, you get to Abrupt Decay the Cranial Plating.
But that's the trick, isn't it?
Is it a green land? It is. It's a green card.
Scavenger Goose.
Which does mean that this is lethal because you can't block.
Yep.
And we're going to see that's a hand.
What a shame.
Wow. That is a horrible hand. Sahar's actually going to show the hand of... entirely of green spells, unfortunately.
That's the next land, though. My God.
Wow. That is horrible.
Yeah.
A very unfortunate there for Sahar. She can't do anything about that. No green mana. Is it the top card? No, it wasn't. So we're going to see Sahar pick up her cards. We are going to bring it straight back to the booth here.
Well,
wow, the fireball of the Affinity deck. Both players went up to 7 cards somehow, and that is time on the round.
That's time of the round, as you can see. We've lost our Dragon's Roar, which is quite fun.
The dinosaur roar from Jurassic Park. It was quite very scary the first time. It's like, where on earth has that come from? I think we're going to take a very short break. The judge is going to
the judge needs to put in 3 minutes.
They finished.
They finished the match. Yeah, the feature match is finished.
So so we're going to take a short break. We'll be back very shortly.
We'll be back. Yeah.
Round number 3, maybe.
Número 3.
Maybe número 3.
Número 3.
We will see you all very shortly. John Partridge, Chris Wingrave. Round number 3, very soon.
Too fast. I pressed the wrong button.
Chris completely surprised me. He just hit the button. It's just like, I'm done.
I'm done. Let's go.
It's like, I'm done with the break. Back into it.
Like
Didn't even give us a chance. Get Team Agenda in camera. I have my deck. Need to get yourself into that feature match area at some point.
Well,
I just need someone to sit here in your place.
Well, you're going off next week, right?
No, I'm off in beginning of April.
Okay, right. Yeah,
so then you'll have someone replacing me.
Great.
But I didn't get my special guest this week, unfortunately.
No, but we'll get someone later.
We will soldier on.
That's right, we will.
We have what should be a very fast matchup. We have Titan Shift versus the Might of Affinity.
It's fast, but is it fast enough? We shall see.
Let's find out. We'll just get the judge. Danny boy. Yep. Give the players the go-ahead. Mulligan to 6 here for the Affinity player. It's a pretty nice mulligan, though. Just like land, drum.
There's at least one.
Oh, he's going to mulligan again.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness, wow.
Affinity's day is Mulligan Town.
Yeah, but it didn't matter in the last game.
No.
This is, okay, so, so a bit of a backstory to this one. Before we started the round, me and Chris sat next to each other, and I looked at him and I said, well, this should be a really quick one, because Affinity should crush this match game 1.
It should be, yeah.
Should absolutely crush it, because there's very little interaction that Felix's deck has as Titan Shift. On a mulligan to 5, however,
that's right.
It may be very different. So we're going to see a mulligan to 5. Looks like it's a keepable 5. Double plating. Looks like an early spell. May not get that out. So we're going to see Felix in on a keep of 7, and if he's on the play, then it is even better. He is on the place. We see a Cinderglade, the start for the Titan Shift player, a land go.
You kind of only need a Sweltering Suns or something as well, though.
That's if Felix runs it in the main. But he's
there's an anger in hand.
Which is secure tribal to
there's certainly a red card in hand.
There's definitely a Valakut as well.
Yes.
So we're going to see a Signal Pest and a Pass back of the turn. Sacrifice Secure Tribalder in the end step. Let's go fetch up another basic here for the Titan Shift player. Being on the play as well makes a huge difference.
So
I hate this matchup from the side of the Titan Shift player because you just don't interact with them particularly. But on a multi 5 and a very quick
you get to bring in a lot of great sideboard cards though.
But
the amount of like Nature's Claims or
Ancient Grudges.
Ancient Grudges.
Bear in mind you're a red-green deck. I played this matchup once when I was playing with my version of this Titan Shift deck, and oh my goodness, it was horrible.
Game 1 tends to be horrible, but then your sideboard is just littered full of great cards to play.
It looks like Phoenix is playing the Hour of Promise version of the Titan Shift deck.
I really like that version. So that's a Farseek.
There's a Farseek there. Looks like he's also going to be able to fetch up. Well, probably fetch up a Stomping Grounds and probably play the Valakut that was in his hand. We're going to see a third land here.
Okay. Double Painting's quite nice.
Yeah, but it's what else is there to go with? So we're going to see a Stomping Grounds here. I like fetching the Stomping Grounds. I like fetching the Stomping Grounds, leaving Cinderglade in the deck. It's effectively a dual land now.
Yep, that's right.
It's effectively a Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who would recognise the card, see plating here.
Equip.
Okay, so apparently Felix didn't play a land for his turn.
I don't think he had one in hand, right?
He's got a Valakut, I'm sure.
You have Valakut? You sure? I thought the red card, the blatantly red card, was a.
It's a Valakut.
Oh, there's a lightning bolt in hand as well. I think that's at the back, right? Is that the lightning bolt?
And there's a Valakut in hand. So he missed a land drop by the looks of it.
Okay.
So 3 mana.
Boom.
Or you suspend search for tomorrow.
That's fine as well, right?
Yep. That is definitely fine. Looks like you have a Sweltering Suns.
Sweltering Suns.
We're going to see Explore here. So he gets to play an additional land this turn. So we can see the Valakut that he already had in hand.
Sure.
And no other land though. Okay. So pass back of the turn. Bolt at the ready.
He's still set up now. And I think you're at the stage of like...
Mem Knight.
Well, that's another plating target, I guess.
Yep. Could just play another plating. Plating. Make plating. This lightning bolt's can be...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Lightning bolt's pretty good. So there is an amount of interaction within the Titan Shift deck in forms of the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
And maybe 1 or 2 engineered explosives.
No, you could have even
very little.
Lent some Sweltering Suns. Is that another land?
Yeah, he's found the land for the Titan. Oh no, he's going to Hour of Promise. Oh,
that is
very nice.
Savage.
So and obviously Hour of Promise, as we will pull it up.
2 lands, isn't it? It's
just 2 lands. So let's just pull this up. So Titan Shift decks have got so when we talk about Titan Shift, obviously the core of the deck is ramp spells.
That's right.
Primeval Titan, Scape Shift. But there are different versions that you can choose to play in terms of the cards you play in it. You can play Hour of Promise because it's 2 lands and you can use it to find your Valakut. So we've now got 5 mountains in play and Valakut 2 Valakuts. So this fetch land here is effectively a double bolt.
That's right, yeah. So you've got very little that you can do with this particular on the Affinity side, and this is game 1 as well. Remember, so that they have a pretty good time against Affinity normally. At a pretty bad time against Affinity normally.
Now, some versions run this, others run Chandra Torture Defiance.
Yes.
Is another way of turboing out your Primeval Titans, which was the version I really enjoyed, playing 3 Chandras in the main. You were more likely to cast your turn 4 Primeval Titan,
right.
and that was pretty scary. You won many mirrors doing that.
Certainly a lot more, right?
And also, you just killed a random creature, so we're going to see a Arcbound Ravager here for
you shoot
Lorenzo.
it now, right, and then...
You should shoot it in response to entering the battlefield. We're going to say, I think you send
either
both
way, it doesn't
triggers.
really make a difference.
I think you also send both triggers. You send...
He's not going to eat his platings, right, surely?
No. So you can send one at each.
Just send one
or
at each.
No, one at his face and one at the...
So the Memnite...
Looks like he's going to send both just in case. So we're going to sacrifice the Memnite to the Arcbound Ravager. Ravager becomes a 2/2.
Affinity's kind of getting wrecked on camera.
Which is a surprise, because I would have imagined that Affinity would have a distinct advantage in this match. So, pass of the turn back here to Felix. Plenty of mana. Does he have the Scape Shift to end this game? Well, we have 6 more damage coming through here, so might not be much of a problem to finish the game. Triggers, deal you 6, put you to 14. When the Valakits get online, this game ends very quickly.
Very quickly, right? But he hasn't got any extra cards in hand, has he? Oh no, he has got some. Sorry.
2
I was going to draw a step,
of
course.
Well, okay. Well, we have Scape Shift, so game 2.
There's phase.
Lorenzo doesn't feel the need to watch this game any further. Felix Rivera taking his Titan Shift deck 1 game at 2-0 against the Affinity deck. Very quick win there on the back of an unfortunate couple of mulligans there for Lorenzo, and Hour of Promise doing what it is meant to do.
There's about 5 or 6 cards he just put straight in there now. So 3 Ancient Grudge,
3 Ancient Grudges, possibly some Engineered Explosives.
Rory's dropping.
Oh.
And he's going home.
Oh.
What a shame.
What a shame.
I like Rory. He's a really nice guy to play against.
Yeah.
Sadly didn't hit it very well. He's on the bye, but decided he's just going to go home.
Not going to do it when you're at 0-2? No, 1-2?
Well, he had the bye, but we sort of pay out here on positive records.
Yes.
So yeah.
Maybe if he'd been paired, he would have carried on playing. Extra magic is always fun.
So, yeah.
I think if you get paired, you play just to get some chance of some more magic.
Makes sense too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Skill shifters lands, cards that get lands, and win the game cards.
Skill Shift has lands. Skill Shift, love it.
Yeah. It's certainly an easiest deck to play, probably in Modern.
Can teach a budgie how to day to a GP with that deck. Well,
Top
actually, okay, so, but you can't teach Living End players to beat Titan Shift with the win in hand.
No, that's right.
In GP top 8s.
Oh, yeah. Oh, poor Living End player. He's definitely going to be slamming his head against the table each time he sort of gets mentioned in his local shop, right?
Yeah. You playing Living End today? Should I bring my Titan Shift deck and get 3 wins?
Yeah, right. They're just doing the shuffles, and Lorenzo is doing his pile counting. Looks to be in order.
So,
and the cuts, that should be the last little bit. Strange thing about sort of pile counting or stacking is it doesn't shuffle the deck. So if you are physically counting the deck, sure, it's a way to do it.
Not really shuffling it either.
The shuffle is still going to get cut by Felix. So.
Yeah, Felix does need to cut that because the top of the deck actually hasn't changed yet. Now it has.
Yeah.
Or the bottom of the deck
hasn't changed. It looks like he's just doing that. There you go.
For a very long time, that deck didn't change in position.
Yeah.
But obviously, because he saw the cut at the end of it.
Do you want to cut my deck? No, it doesn't.
He already had done it.
Oh, did he? All right, okay. 7 apiece, looks like. Yep, I think that's a keep. You've got an opal. Oh, there's actually no land, is there? Oh, no, is that Blink Moth at the back? No, it's in the back. Rough. There we go. No actual mana, I guess, for the turn 1. There was no Memnites or Ornithopters. You could possibly play that hand without any land, right? If there was some Ornithopters or Memnites.
Yeah, definitely.
see if it's going to be... It's kind of rough being an Affinity player and getting another mulligan, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That hand is also
5,
horrible.
Oh my god, no land again.
That's plating double Ravager.
What's going on with camera today? Like, the feature match area is one person's getting mana screwed, it seems.
Yeah, Felix has just gone, yep, got 7 cards again, let's go. But the thing is, the Time Shift deck doesn't ever really mulligan that much.
That's right.
It wants lands and ramp spells, and it'll eventually find a threat.
It doesn't matter if it has a handful of lands either, right? Because it's eventually going to draw into something good.
Because your win conditions are what? 4 Titans, 2 Summoners Packs, 4 Scape Shifts. Yep. I need to find one of them.
Seems good.
And quite frankly, you don't really want to draw it early on, because if they have some discard effect, then you lose it.
Right, exactly. And that's so true about that deck. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's got so much redundancy, which...
Yeah.
I mean, it helps when you've got some amount of tempo against them, sure, but... Meh.
What Felix is doing is making sure that he cannot be blamed for any of these mulligans by going, Sir, it is your own fault now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my goodness. God, these hands are horrible.
Poor Lorenzo.
Oof.
Camera is not treating him well.
It's camera karma.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Wow.
Definitely camera karma.
We might have to jump on the camera and just play our decks against each other.
Yeah, I need to take it back off Sahar.
Oh, that's a point, yeah. I might jump on camera and then you can just cast. I'll play someone.
Solo shoutcasting.
Oof.
That's what you want.
In the booth.
Let me loose.
On your own.
Let me loose on my own. Just start talking some utter nonsense.
Some utter trollops.
So, Lorenzo taking a Swift mulligan to 4.
Maybe Lorenzo's tactic was,
well,
there you go.
It's a keepable hand with a surgical extraction.
Yep. I don't know why you're bringing surgical, but there you go.
I think it's fine. Like, if you'll have discard spells as well. Okay, so we've played 3 of our hard cards already. We can theoretically play our entire hand.
All you need is a plating off the top and you're good to go.
Search for tomorrow.
Oh,
good start.
Woof.
Draw. Oh, that's a good draw as well. There are certainly worse things to draw.
Yeah.
It looks like a Cinderglade off the top. Oh no, it's just a...
there's some more basic mountains. Steve.
The free block.
Hello, Steve.
That says gain. That says gain somewhere between 1 to 45 life, depending on what's attacking you.
Steve has been forever blocking, hasn't he?
Attack for 1. Block. That card was really good.
Okay.
Oh, he's using a block. Interesting. So he's obviously got the Search for Tomorrow coming off suspend.
Yeah.
So...
Interesting that.
Remember when? So Secure Trade obviously was one of the cards that, when they eventually changed from damage on the stack, when they got rid of that silly rule, Secure Trade because Secure Trade was a 1/1, you block something with did 1 damage and then sacked it off when damage was on the stack. It was a ridiculous rule.
Really good.
So now we have sensible rules.
Yeah. What a shame.
Draw.
Didn't prefer the nonsense then. Do you know if Felix plays Prismatic Omen?
Play a Tiger. I don't know.
Probably not if he's on the Hour of Promise list.
I think the Hour of Promise list is the one that does run.
Oh, is it?
Prism, because it's a kill with Prism.
Oh, it's the turn 3 or 4 kill. No, turn 4 kill, right?
Turn 4 kill with Hour of Promise, because you get 2 Valakuts, putting you to 7 lands.
Yeah.
And you have both Valakuts trigger.
Well, no, they're all mountains, don't you? You get 4 Valakut. No.
Hour of Promise only does 2.
Sorry. Yeah, 2. Yeah, that's right.
Now, unfortunately, I couldn't tell you what that card is.
I didn't see.
The one that's in play. I want to say Frogmite, but I don't think it is.
I think it is. I will go and check.
No, you can sit. I'm further away.
Oh, okay. You do that then.
I'll go.
John's going to go and check. If you have any comments to put in the chat, let's see them. Let's see where are you about? Where are you signing in from today? Oh, no. So he's going to... well, there you go. Doesn't matter. So Felix has won that one for today. And John is looking to get possibly somebody else in the booth. We'll bring it back to the booth right now. So that was savage. So Titan Shift, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on whose side you're on, crushing the Affinity player there. We're just going to see if we can get somebody else on camera. Oh, look, okay, we got another group coming onto the feature match area. That's great. We're going to have loads of magic here. That's great. Good news for everyone. They're just going to shift over to the feature match area now, so it'll be a couple of minutes. And we'll get Chris Brown, who is on the... Chris Brown, I think, is on the Tooth and Nail. I think he's playing the deck. So it's Chris Brown and...
Chris is player 2, so Chris Brown player 2.
Yep.
And then John Soyd is player 1.
John what, sorry?
S-O-I-D-I-S. I'll go find out what
We were in chat, by the way. Just if you've got any questions to ask, we're just going to get another set of players onto the feature match area right now. Let's go over to the table and see them there. And then I can enter the information that they need. Woohoo! So we get their names on camera. So just apologise for the lack of speech right now. We're just swapping some people around, and I'm going to type in these names. I'm not sure exactly what John is on. So John's just gone off to go and find that, but the other John, the John that is about to play, we'll find out. Let's just leave it like that for now. I'm not sure who's up a game, but we'll see. Hopefully they're coming. We'll find out. So Chris Brown is the other way around. I just about to get the mats out.
So Chris is obviously on Tooth and Nail.
Yeah, I know that one already, yeah.
Jund Titan Shift.
Jund Titan Shift. Jund Titan?
Yes,
Okay.
Jund Titan Shift. So
Jund Titan Shift.
this was a deck that actually won a Star City Games at one point. It was originally in the main playing Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay in the main, and Terminate.
Okay.
So you actually got some proper removal. The mana base was a bit less, bit worse, to a bit more damage, but it helps you in a lot of matchups, like having Abrupt Decay main. And then sideboards, you got like sideboard cards, you got Collective Brutality, you got access to Slaughter Games, you got access to some of the really powerful black cards. You got Maelstrom Pulse as well.
That's true. Yeah.
So you did get access to some of the really nice ones. So they're going into game 3. Chris is going to be on the play. It's 1-1.
Right, 1-1.
Yep.
Great.
So
they have about 30 minutes left in the round,
they
so
have
there's quite a lot.
Plenty of time.
If this one ends, I'm going to go on the camera.
Are you?
And play someone. I'll just drag someone and play them.
And what, I have to cast it?
Yeah.
Sure. Deal.
Just to see that.
Watch you mulligan to 4.
Probably, right? So
Free mulligan to 4. You should play Danny. You should play Battle Boxes.
No.
Really?
No.
It's really good.
No.
Have you never Battle Boxed?
No.
Oh, okay. It's really interesting. Be really interesting.
I'll be sitting there going, what does this do? What is that doing?
Well, it's Ixalan cards, so I pretty much know them all.
Oh, it's still no.
So players are going to cut their deck. So John, obviously, splashing black. So it'd be interesting to see what he is splashing black for. And against Tooth and Nail, actually having access to black cards could be quite good. Like Collective Brutality, for an example, could be really good. So we're going to see.
Tends to be mostly creatures or planeswalkers, though, coming out of the Tooth and Nail deck.
But look, we have a heart. Oh my goodness, he's playing what? He's playing Harmonize. Oh my god, the value. We have a Maelstrom Pulse already in hand.
John's just Craigasmed right here and now.
Oh my god, Harmonize.
Harmonize. Let's see, thumbs up in the chat if you like your Harmonizers.
Craigasm.
I like Harmonize. Ooh. They are willing to go. Judge!
Judge!
There you go. They're going. Good, great. Yeah, we're waiting a little bit.
It's much easier to For some reason, Danny doesn't answer to Danny. He just answers to Judge.
Yeah. Danny.
So, turn 1, fetch land. And it's actually quite good fun when you're like into round, when you're into the sort of when you got your second match on camera and they're 1-1, and you sort of go to them and say, "Oh, I need to look at what deck you play. Oh wait, what record you on? 1-1. So you know each other's playing. Yeah, sure. All right, what are you guys actually playing?
Yeah, exactly right.
They're just like, oh, I'm on this and this, and he's on that and that.
Utopia roll. Oh,
Arbor Elf, which can be quite good.
Roll.
Yeah, but then that's the turn 2 play. Because you can't use the Arbor Elf straight away.
Another land. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, okay. That's when it becomes really broken.
Yeah.
So we have a suspended search for tomorrow. So let's see what he goes and gets with this Wooded Foothills.
Overgrown too.
Maelstrom Pulse is pretty good though.
Maelstrom Pulse is pretty good. It's a good catch-all answer to these big fat creatures that are going to come out of Chris Brown's deck.
So we're going to go down to
the
Overgrown Tomb. Down to 17 straight away for John.
Felix is strutting about now, checking out the opposition. Like, what can I Titan shift people with? So suspending the search for tomorrow.
Okay, so we're just going to do the quick thing with the lifestyle pads.
Ah, yes, they do need to get that. We're going to get that sorted. Utopia Sprawl is on there. He's going to make 4 mana, untap with the Arbor Elf, possibly, or just make 2. They're just in life totals, great. Okay. Chris Brown is at 17 apiece. Wonderful. So I think he's naming red
so
as
do
well,
you
right?
So do you describe this as the fun turn where you just like make 4 mana?
4 mana, and
Garrick.
also, but then you Garrick, then you untap.
Make 4 more. Well, you make 3 mana.
Has he got Garrick? Oh no, he's got Overgrowth.
That seems pretty good. Yeah, Overgrowth seems pretty good, and an Overgrowth to follow up.
Is it Harmonise?
Oh, we get to harmonise. Oh my goodness.
We get to rub our knees in anticipation for the
Are you
Harmonise.
sure it's Overgrowth?
It's definitely Overgrowth because I played against it
up
before. Overgrowth?
Yeah.
Who wants to see Overgrowth?
I do.
Okay.
I don't know what the card does.
It makes the land tap for an additional 2 green mana.
Oh my
basically.
goodness. Oh my good lord. How much mana is that making?
Quite a lot, but not a lot if it gets.
I'll tell you what, this
Spotted.
collective brutality is going to be really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going
If
to
it
take
takes
the
the
harmonise and live
harmonise.
with it. You can kill one of the Arbor Elves as well, which I think you do.
I think you want to.
You definitely escalate.
He's not.
Yeah, he's going to escalate.
Is
He's the same
okay,
way.
right.
He's got spare scape shift in hand. Here's a spare one.
Yeah.
Also, your scape shifts aren't getting counted at the moment.
So there's another Overgrowth. Needs to have something off the top then.
Well, he needs to
Prime
find
time.
a threat. That's a land. So we can make Overgrowth again.
Would you diversify your lands, or would you just shove it all in one?
I think you diversify your lands.
Although it does make your.
It does mean that you're
untap thing a
stomping.
bit-
Yeah,
oh, no,
so
it's done
out of
it,
cards.
okay, yeah,
We now
sure.
have probably Tooth and Nail evoke land entwined now. So what we have?
The Tooth and Nail is.
So it's 4 mana per activation of the forest. Because Overgrowth adds 2.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think of Tooth and Nail.
Utopia Sprawl. The Utopia Sprawl adds 1, right?
Utopia Sprawl has 1 red, more clearly. So Tooth and Nail with the entwine cost, then it is just 9 mana.
So that it can easily be done. Bearing in mind that the Arbor Elf means that you're activating for 8 mana.
You can almost entwine.
You can just Maelstrom Pulse away the Overgrowth.
That's that too. Has he got it in hand?
Yeah, he's got Maelstrom Pulse.
But he hasn't got the green-black.
Yeah, he does, because he's got a land in hand to make green-black.
Oh, okay.
I am.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Sorry, I said
I am
ground, yeah.
massively on board with doing this play. We're going to see 2 life being lost here.
I think
down
it's
to
suitable,
15.
right? You get rid of the Overgrowths.
Yes.
Overgrowth.
Maelstrom Pulse target
That's
Overgrowth.
4 mana just gone.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So.
Well, no, it's
boom.
6 mana.
4.
6, because you get the 2 activations of one of them with the Arbor Elf.
Okay, sure, but.
Another land off the
well,
top here.
I mean, lands are still good. If he's
Well,
not presenting anything.
We're going to see Search for
threat-wise.
Tomorrow into Farseek with
actual search.
Scape Shift in hand. In
Not
response to
suspended.
sacrifice. We'll do them both at the same
Farseek.
time. Bit of timekeeping saved.
Ramp. Just gotta love your ramp, don't you?
So we're going to see 3 lands being found from John's deck. There should be 2. 1 basic. 1 has to be a basic.
Which is
Mountain.
Mountain. He's got the weird. It looks like the.
And this is why the Black Splash
is it
does sometimes
snow-capped
help.
mountains.
Snow covered, yeah.
Snow covered, yeah. Sorry.
So this is one of the benefits of playing Jund.
The pulse.
Yeah, access
Pulse,
to
the
Maelstrom
abrupt
Pulse.
decays, which I imagine abrupt decay isn't great in this match, but it's still another removal spell for those ramp effects. I love Tooth and Nail far too much.
Looks like an Arbor Elf to draw for the 10. Maybe not. Actually, there's a
Ooh,
big
okay.
spell being drawn. Hello.
Harmonise.
Titan.
It could be Titan actually.
Well, it's only 5 mana being tapped, so... Oh, it's a 6 line.
Okay. Well, that
Sure,
works.
that's fine.
Yeah.
So this is one of the interesting things with
So he's got
John's
Scape Shift in
decision
hand.
not to get a second black mana. Yeah,
If
he
he's
doesn't
got
have,
a land,
he needs
he
a
said.
land.
Yeah. Land dead.
Yeah, he's land dead, so
Or
that's
an
a
effect.
Summoner's Pact.
Well, that works as well.
That does also make a Titan.
He can go get Steve, play Steve.
Or just make it... Yeah, exactly, you can kill
and
either
win
way.
this turn.
Yeah, most people don't see that, though. Okay. Make it Titan. Triggers.
What a shame.
To get 2 Pelicans.
Shall I go get my deck?
Yeah, so actually most people won't see that line of get Steve, make Steve, secure tribe, get Steve,
get
make
7
Steve,
lands,
get my 7th mana into play,
and then shoot him for 18. Yeah. I think he might have just seen that himself, but there we go. That's them's the breaks.
But he may not have. He might just be.
Might not
people just want to make a Titan with that card.
I love Titan.
And also, a lot of the time, you don't have Scapeshift as well in hand.
Oh, thank you very much, Ricky12.
Welcome
for following the stream.
To the stream. John Partridge, Chris Wingrave here to take you through Wednesday Night Modern. Round number 3 of 4 of coverage here from Darkshire in London. Yes, don't forget to pay for that Summoners Pact.
That Titan can't attack. Okay, yeah, Chris is on the don't pay for the pack tree.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, the ooze does have Death Touch, as irrelevant as it's going to be.
It's also now got Trample.
We have a Wolf run.
It doesn't really matter because he's got Scapeshift in hand, right?
So make sure you leave 4 mana being tapped.
Oh, no, he does. He's got 8. Yeah,
he's got 8 mana to tap. So make sure you have double green.
Pay for Pact. Does he pay for
Pact?
Yeah, he does.
Pay for Pact. Okay. You do still have your untap. It's an upkeep trigger.
Doesn't have double green. No, you're right.
He did. So he has single green now.
Yeah.
And another Summoner's Pact, which doesn't help. But we attack now and monster our opponent's face with a Titan.
You go get 2 more lands. You can then shoot.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Done.
There we go. Right.
Thanks very much. Titan Shift doing Titan Shift thing, and the Black Splash doing a real help there. And
so
to be fair,
important.
Chris didn't draw anything relevant.
No,
but he did leave himself the out that his opponent couldn't.
Right.
Blood Moon.
Yeah.
It basically by getting rid of the what's it called? By getting rid of the overgrowths, it meant that he couldn't have a turn where he actually had a Tooth and Nail because he never had enough mana.
Yeah.
Because he only would have made 6 mana at that point, so he could have cast Tooth and Nail but not entwined it.
So the fact that there was no payoff card really did affect that match right there. There was lots of outs actually for Chris. So just there you go. There's Tooth and Nail. Have a look.
He had about 2 turns for a Tooth and Nail and just probably win the game. Yeah. Or a Garruk.
Anything really.
Garruk would have been really good. Really good at that point. And obviously we're on about Garruk.
Primal Command?
Primal Command would have been good.
Yeah.
But it's Garruk Relentless, is it?
I know he's got Garruk Wild.
Oh, Garruk Wild Speaker. Yes, that's the one because it untaps the lands.
I'm not sure if he plays the other Garruk, but I'm going to go and see if there's anyone to play, and I'll just drag them onto the camera.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. Right. Let's do that.
I didn't need them. Oh, hello. That was a bit friendly. So obviously that was one of the benefits of the Black Splash that we see there. One of the things that you don't normally see as much. It's kind of one of the strange ones because the Black Splash gives you access to things like Fatal Push and Abrupt Decay in the main, but then it also doesn't really help you so much when you're trying to beat the unfair decks like Collected Company. So Collected Company decks are still fine against you if they have enough sort of Ghost Court and stuff, but the Collective Brutality really helps then against when you're trying to play the unfair combo decks. You're trying to take the pieces out of the hand, having access to Relic. You're having to lose some slots for where you don't necessarily have Relic in the main anymore. You're not as all in on the Prismatic Omen, which means that you can't necessarily have the faster kills. I think Chris is doing what I think he's going to do. Yeah. I think Chris is going to try and kick someone off the table and try and play a game of his own. It'd be very interesting to see if he's allowed to do it. But he's disappeared. He went into his bag, ran off with the deck, stood by the table now. But there was definitely a lot faster, and it just seems like Titan Shift seems to do well on camera. But when you sometimes play it, you just feel like you're playing a deck that doesn't really do anything sometimes. You get to this really weird stage where your opponent does something really unfair and you don't interact with it. And this is one of the challenges of playing Titan Shift is you have to anticipate the metagame properly. Because if you don't, then you might find that you just don't do anything. And it's one of those real problems with the deck. And it's the same with all the big mana decks. Because they're so focused on the ramp ability, it doesn't always mean that they get to just smash the opponent's faces in at a regular interval. So it looks like we found ourselves some players. Chris did tell me that he'd do this. So I'm going to make some changes. And then I'm not surprised he did this. He's been telling me he's going to be doing it all day. He brought his deck because we weren't sure who was going to be commentating tonight. I do need to quickly work out who his opponent is. So it looks like he's managed to drag Alex Winter onto camera here against him. So I have the joys of solo casting this game of Magic, which I don't know how well Chris is going to go. So I know pretty much what Chris is going to play, although it's a spicy one apparently. But we'll go with this one because this is what he normally plays. So players are getting ready, rolling some dice, see who gets to go on the play. Jeez, you give me 1 second. Chris, can you reset the life totals? So Chris Wingrave on Rug Life versus Alex Winter on Mardu Pyromancer. A very interesting deck here from Alex Winter. Jerry Thompson's deck from the Pro Tour did a lot better than people were expecting. Not the one that was expected to do well in the top 8. It was one of those ones where it did look pretty bad against a lot of the field, but managed to make its way through. Lantern Control, unfortunately, at the point at the end, not able to make its presence felt. So players are going to open up their opening hands. Yeah, Chris, you can't have that many cards. See what it is. I do love those Dragon Shield sleeves. They are so nice. So we're going to see what Chris I look at. Chris said he showed up to the camera, but he's going to ruin the game for me this time. Oh no, we have some lands and we have some spells. Looks like we're going to be off to the races. A tap to Blood Crypt to start here. Chris is going to go on the play. We got a island into a Serum Visions. Draw and scry. Going to give them the challenge. I'm going to give them a very quick challenge. We'll be back in 1 moment. So we see Collective Brutality here, getting rid of the Cryptic Command. We've challenged the players to some speed magic, which means that we're going to see the open hands here. We're going to crack the fetch land straight away, maybe have a Tarmogoyf here, or just get the lands into play as soon as possible. Steam Vents into play tapped. 1 mana. Going to see a young Pyromancer losing 3 life here for Chris, down to 17. You can if you want. I was gonna sort of solo it, but you can come around here if you want, Danny, if you want. Sorry? Yeah, Sahar can come and do it if she wants. If she finishes a young Pyromancer, a very good start here. Kaloligan's Command, pretty good follow-up, but looks like another Collective Brutality here. Probably only used in 1 mode. Maybe ditching the Fatal Push as well. So he's going to -2/-2, look at his opponent's hand, still see Mana Leak, Snapcaster Mage, Remand, Lightning Bolt, and we're going to get rid of the Mana Leak. Pretty good here, means that eventually a spell may resolve. Mystery Rainforest into play by Chris. Alex untapped, draws a Mountain, plays that one, Bedlam Reveler in hand, Dreadbore, and a 3rd card of Colligan's Command. All cards pretty good here. Chris got the chance to sacrifice this one down. Maybe go and fetch up the basic forest from his deck, or go for another dual land, depending on where he wants to go. He is, of course, the Rug Life player, who has access to Tarmogoyf if he so chooses. He's going to shuffle his library. At 16 life here, still quite healthy. Alex somehow has taken 0 damage so far to 4 lands come into play with a modern mana base. Draw a card. Does he find another land? Does he find land 4? Well, he looks like he has a Cryptic Command, but no land 4. Tireless Tracker is still a pretty good one to pass the turn back to Alex. If you want to buy them, you go buy them over there, please. So, draw for the turn here from Alex. Looks like he has found a Lightning Bolt, pass straight back of the turn here. Draw for Chris. He finds an island. Great draw there with Cryptic Command now available. Lightning Bolt in the end step to your face to go down to 13 again. Alex's hand not doing an awful lot right now. Collins Command, obviously a great card, but it's much better to have a target. Looks like he may use it anywhere, try and get this Bedlam Reveler into play. We're going to lose 2, discard a card. I don't mind. Oh, we're going to see Cryptic Command. Counter draw here, and we're going to untap. That was in your end step, Chris, I believe. So, get to untap now. We'll be able to possibly make the Bedlam Reveler. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells in hand. Looks like a Thought Seize. It's going to be a pretty nice one here for Alex. Show the hand of Remand, Snapcaster Bolt, and a copy of Tireless Tracker. Pretty Thought Seize proof hand, although I definitely like taking the Snapcaster Mage, given the minimum amount of other draws. Don't want to give him the chance to Cryptic Flashback at some point. But the Bolt, of course, also doesn't deal with the Bedlam Reveler. We can see 2 mana being tapped here. Bedlam Reveler into play. Going to be a problematic card here for Chris to deal with. 3 cards being drawn. Liliana looks like also a Lightning Bolt. You see the bolts. Faithless Looting here for Alex. Draws a Lingering Souls. Always a nice one to discard, and possibly the land as well. No, going to get rid of Night's Whisper. And also, oh no, we're going to get rid of Lingering Souls and Bloodstained Mire, pass back of the turn. Maybe Chris a little bit aggressive with that Cryptic Command. May have been able to lose a card. We can see the Tireless Tracker into the battlefield. We have a fetch land here, a huge draw here for Chris here. Very nice one there. And able to, obviously, in a Teemo deck that plays very much around its basics, able to find the basic island if required. So shout in the chat here if you're interested in seeing whether Chris wins or Chris loses. I think there's definitely much more on the line for him and his opponent. Alex is actually playing today, doing pretty well so far, but the rug life, Chris can't let this one go. We're going to see a Swamp here, the draw for the turn. Liliana's Veil ready to go. I guess he's going to try and bait this out with a Night's Whisper. So I think you let this resolve. You only really care about the main threats. So we're going to see what looks like a Shriekmaw, the draw for the turn, and a Faithless Looting. Actually, I couldn't tell you exactly what the black card was, but we definitely have a Liliana. Maybe it was a Thoughtseize. No, it's an Inquisition of Kozilek. So an attack here for 4. Obviously, the +1 damage so far from Prowess. Swamp. And 2 mana. Lingering Soul's going to be flashback here. I think you're going to see this one remanded, and then the Inquisition will probably take the other remand. Get a second clue here for Chris. Nice position to be in. We're going to find up a basic island here. And remand off the Lingering Souls flashback, which does mean that it still goes into exile because of the replace effect on Lingering Souls. It doesn't go to Chris's hand. It will still get exiled from the game. And then we're going to see an Inquisition. He gets to draw first. Because it's Showman Island, so definitely the correct choice to get rid of the other remand. Draw, and make the island, and crack a clue. Let's try and grow this Tireless Tracker. The 3 clues, and probably pass the turn. It does get very big, this Tireless Tracker, very quickly. So 1 clue being cracked here. Drawing a card. Looks like a Snapcaster Mage. That's a... Oh no, we can see Serum Visions. Sorry, my apologies. Serum Visions here from Chris. Is going to draw. Set up his following draw step with the Tireless Tracker. Looks like a Blood Moon was one of the cards. Not the greatest in this matchup. We're going to see the Opt being kept on top and the Blood Moon going to the bottom. So pass back of the turn here. 2 clues still available for Chris. Plenty of card draw available when you have a Tireless Tracker in play. We see Inquisition of Kozilek. Going to look at the hand, check that the Liliana is clear for takeoff. And we're going to, in response... Oh, we're going to Lightning Bolt the Bedlam Reveler. Interesting. And now we're going to see the Liliana of the Veil enter the battlefield. Going to be losing that Tireless Tracker very quickly. An attack for 5 here. Chris, all the way down to 3. The last clue here. What can he find to draw his way out of this one? Untap and draw. Do you have anything? Or are we just going to concede and go to the next game here? We're going to play the island. And we're going to opt. So Scry, set at the top of the deck. And let's see what he has. Draw. Blood Moon seems pretty rough right now. But we're going to see another opt here for Chris. Chris, definitely an avid rug player. Loves his Teemo decks, loves his red, green, and blue decks. Can definitely appreciate it. Do love some. And there's a Tarmogoyf. Now that is a pretty damn good draw here for Chris. It's going to be rather large at the moment. At the moment it is going to be a 5/6. 4/5, so it's big enough to block the Bedlam Reveler at the moment. So he's going to 3 mana and Blood Moon anyway, just so it means that Liliana has nothing to remove anymore. Untap and draw here. It means that Alex is the one that will be losing the card to the Liliana uptick. Does he have a way of removing? Does he have a Bedlam Reveler? Wow. Nice draw there for Alex. See, Lingering Souls looks like a Blood Moon of his own, so we could have dueling Blood Moons in these decks that, well, don't really care so much about the Blood Moon effect in itself. So we're going to probably discard the Lingering Souls, get the excellent value afforded by Lingering Souls. We're going to discard that one straight away. Trigger. Make the Bedlam Reveler slightly bigger. Still basically bounces off of the Tarmogoyf at the moment. We're going to pass the turn back to Chris. Going to draw for the turn. Lingering Souls, pretty good here when Chris is at a grand total of 3 life. And we're going to make a young Pyromancer. And we're going to crack the clue. 2 islands tapped, draw. Does he find a spell? Pass the turn back to Alex here. Going to lay out his 5 lands and draw his card. See what he finds. Time in the round is 8 minutes left. Both of these players have already finished their matches. Well, obviously Chris was. He was in the commentary booth here with me. 3 mana being tapped. Going to flashback Faceless Looting. Oh, wow. Mana leak here. Very nice draw for Chris, making a 1/1 token. Still needs to deal with the Lingering Souls, unfortunately. Lingering Souls is pretty good on this board state, especially against a deck that has no cards in hand and does struggle to actually block the card. Or the spirits made by the card Lingering Souls. Down to 1 here for Chris. So 3 mana Blood Moon. No, flashback the other Faceless Looting. Looking for the win. Looks like we found a Colligan's Command for next turn, so that should be the automatic win next turn for Alex. Pass back of the turn. Or you can just attack for lethal with the Spirits. Chris not able to deal with the 2 1/1 flyers in this game. The Bedlam Reveler doing a huge amount of damage in the early game alongside some timely discard spells for Alex. Engineered Explosives for 0. That's a pretty good one. It's just a shame about the copy of Colligan's Command that Alex was able to pick up. So what we're going to do for the time being, because this seems to be the deck that got Colligan's Command to take it down the game. Blood Moon itself, obviously normally very powerful, not so much in these basically 2-color decks. Yes, the Mardu Pyromancer deck does have a 3rd color, but generally you're wanting to discard away the Lingering Souls, get them in the graveyard with some of your Escalate cards or with Faceless Looting. So sideboards are going to be looked at here. We've also got some Pithing Needles, some Ancient Grudges, some Ceremonious Rejection, some Pulse of Marassas. Don't mind that at all. Quite like Pulse of Marassa in this matchup. It means that you can get back your creatures. Yeah, Chris is just going to show the 3 Pulse of Marassas. Did not expect to see that card in his sideboard, but when you have access to a Tarmogoyf, it is pretty nice. Chris was originally messing around with this deck, having a Bloodbraid Elf in it. I think he's decided to err away from that one, just on the fact that it is a challenge to sometimes play, especially when you're trying to play main deck counter spells, and also Engineered Explosives. So we're going to see the sideboards here for Chris and Alex. Looks like on the tables there are maybe a couple of the games still going, 1 or 2. Chris just deciding what he wants to take out of his deck. No, 2 Blood Moons and an Ops. Much easy, nice easy. 3 Pulse of Marassa coming straight in. Null Spell Bombs, the call of the day here for Alex. Pretty good position, Liliana coming out. Interesting enough, taking the Lilianas out, deciding that they're not what he wants in this matchup. It did seem that Chris had his hand emptied for him pretty quickly by Alex's discard spells.
Chris, please reset the life total.
Giving Chris his marching orders, he should know better. I do unfortunately have to give Alex the game 1 here against Chris. Chris going to be on the play. The Tireless Tracker did a lot of work. It gave him 3 counters, but unfortunately the 3 tokens, but unfortunately the Liliana came down at a point which made it too difficult to push through at the final points. Not quite able to get there in the end. So, Steam Vents to start here for Chris. Swamp into Null Spellbomb for Alex. Going to draw. Going to make a young Pyromancer on turn 2. So the question is, Alex, do you have an answer very quickly to the card? Looks like a Fatal Push, but I imagine we might be going for something more along the lines of a Collective Brutality, possibly with Escalate. Have a look at your opponent's hand. 2 mana does suggest that to be the play. Pretty good if it is Collective Brutality. Yeah, it's going to be Collective Brutality, discarding what looks like an excess land. Yeah, so we're going to discard a swamp here. -2, and see a hand of Pyromancer, Electrolyze, young Pyromancer. Yeah, Electrolyze is pretty good in this match. And then especially with the Pyromancer, you're much less inclined to take any of the creatures. But no third land, unfortunately, here. So we're going to make another young Pyromancer. Make an island here for Chris. Unfortunately, the fatal push at the ready for Alex. Going to draw. Going to make a land. Going to make a... He's got multiple Collective Brutalities. Everyone's done. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to boot Chris off the camera. We're going to take a very short break while Danny puts the result in. I'm going to bring it back to the booth. The game was very interesting to watch. Chris looked like he was quite far behind, but he did manage to find the basic forest in that game. I will give you the result of what happened when we come back from our break, but the judge is looking very disapprovingly at me. Do need to go to our little break while he puts the results into the camera. Well, into the system. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you again in but a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, he has returned to the booth.
Excellent.
He got smashed so hard at Magic, he got kicked all the way back to the booth.
Game, I think. Yeah.
No, you were getting wrecked again.
Not the next game, no.
Maybe not the next one.
We'll see.
You got kicked so hard back to the feature match area, from the feature match area back to the booth that he landed back beside me, right in front of his name. We're going to send it down to feature match area. We have Traverse Shadow versus Mono White Death and Taxes. We're going to give the players the thumbs up, and they will begin. So, pick a card, any card. What image do you want to show, Chris? Type it in. Tell me what you want to look at.
Let's have a look and see what is it going to be. Wait a minute, that looks like... Oh, it's a Horizon going to be. Lovely. Love it. Let's stick with that then. Horizon. Canopy. Wonderful. And another Tectonic Edge and pass. Looks like he's just stuffed up with 3 drops at the moment. Looks like there's a Path in hand. I thought he had Thalia actually, but seems not.
The Thalia would have been actually quite good because it would have slowed down some of the spells that Lucas can cast.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fatal Push in hand obviously looks really good.
I mean, yeah, sure, but you're only stuck on 1 land. It's going to take up your whole next turn as well.
Yeah, of course.
With the 2 lands.
And having the Path to Exile at the ready always helps.
Yes, yeah. Path is always... even in this matchup, it's not that bad that they get an extra basic land because there's... you've got your Tectonic Edge anyway.
We're going to see 2 mana. We're going to see a
basic forest.
No, the all-powerful 1/2.
I would actually Path here because if they have a 4th land drop, that's all of their basics from Traverse Shadow. It's very rare that Traverse Shadow actually plays a basic forest as well as a basic swamp as well, though.
3 mana, lose 1, make Blade Splicer.
Seems good.
It's a nice blocker straight away. The 3/3 is relevant.
I've always been a bit cautious with this card in Death and Taxes because it promotes you trying to generate value out of it.
What, with Restoration Angels?
With Restoration Angels or with Flicker Wisps and something. And it feels
we have both of those.
So bad when you do it on your turn, or even on their turn, and they have that said removal spell.
So Inquisition of Kozilek, let's see what you're working with. So we have a Thalia, a Flicker Wisp, as you spoke, a Restoration Angel, a Mirren Crusader.
Now that is particularly good in this
looks like another land. It's just off camera slightly here from Lucas.
Looks like another Flicker Wisp, actually.
Looks like Restoration. I think it's the
promo
art Restoration Angel.
It's got the same sort of art here.
I think it's Restoration Angel. It's not as dark.
It's not. No, there's some different colouring, isn't there?
Yeah. So Lucas is going to quickly note down the cards that he sees in James's hand.
Wonderful.
We'll then decide on which one he wants to take. Obviously, you can't take the Restoration Angel, but I mean, I'd be looking very much at that Mirren Crusader because that says can't be killed.
Yeah. So it doesn't actually have a path to exile, does he?
He does.
Oh, he does take the path. Okay, yeah, okay.
So, in this hand, what do you take?
Thalia.
Do you? Or do you take the Mirren Crusader?
You can't cast anything else.
Sure.
Unless you draw a land.
That's true. I like taking the Mirren Crusader because I don't think
you
can beat the card.
can't really deal with that card, no. That's certainly true. Maybe it is Mirren Crusader, but then you're going to die to Path the next turn.
So he's going to take the Mirren Crusader.
Path can always act as a ramp spell as well, so...
Yeah.
For yourself.
Yeah, of course.
So he leaves him with the Path, takes the Mirren Crusader. No, there probably is the better choice.
So we have a
3rd land for Lucas.
Here. So he has a Fatal Push in hand, but he can't yet deal with the... so obviously that's now a 3/4. You don't block, you take 3.
Yeah, you take 3.
You say, okay. No problem, sir. Take 3.
That's right.
Let me write 3 on my life total pad. Put it down to 16.
Hopefully he will mark it down on the pad.
The main reason being that you take the damage here is because...
Well, you don't... You're at a high enough life total. Your life total is a resource. You don't really want to just chuck something under the bus. But also on the flip side, if it is only a 3... Yeah.
Okay, so
it's going to double rock.
If your opponent has... Like, your opponent will have something... Yeah. It's not really a blowout. It's still a 1-for-1.
Not really.
It is a 1-for-1.
Well, sure. But
and you do get the Fatal Push out of your opponent's hand.
Yeah. That seems pretty loose, actually, from James to double block it.
Well, that's a good draw.
Well, that's... How do you do? But then you've got nothing to flicker with, really, for value.
Yeah, so this is the whole issue of
you don't really want to shoot one of their lands. But what you can do is you can Flicker Wisp your planes. So you play the planes, you play your Flicker Wisp, you flicker the planes, and then you've got Path for next turn.
It looks like he's going to make Thalia, though. Which I like. Taxes the Lucas's deck quite a lot.
It kind of does, but you're going to give them a mana here, I think, right? Yeah, so pay an extra because it's 2 mana. Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Okay, Lucas does see that.
So it's interesting he does it now, because obviously Lucas, if he had, say, a Stubborn Denial.
Yeah. Right. But then giving him the extra land is kind of a bit savage as well.
Yeah.
And if he's got it, he's got it, sure. Thalia does kind of...
It is this whole thing
of... it a bit.
Because the whole thing as well here is that you are not using your life total as a resource.
Yes, yeah. You could have easily taken the hit here and be stuck with, 2 extra creatures, essentially.
Agreed.
And had good amount of flicker effects from...
Yeah, and you could have flickered it straight away.
Yeah.
You didn't have to block.
I don't think you had to, That's kind of what a lot of people I see do, is they don't take the risk, they don't take the extra hits. It's maybe playing a bit too safe.
I mean, like, Lucas isn't killing you.
Yeah. I'm with RV96 here. I think you didn't need to block right there. The deck runs a lot of removal from the Traverse Shadows, so you can kind of expect
push,
something.
Terminate as a minimum.
Abrupt decays,
sure. Dismembers maybe.
Yeah. I think you can kind of creep into this now, because you can open up with... You untap and you've got, like, Restoration Angel to go with as well.
I'm fairly sure as well, if you keep it alive, you bury your opponent under advantage.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to see another Tarmogoyf here.
Well, that's kind of a bit problematic.
And another land.
Wow.
A lot of lands, because Lucas has a Stomping Ground in hand as well.
Lucas hasn't got a lot, though, to help with this Restoration Angel, which I imagine is coming.
Mm-hmm. Flicker Wisp is also pretty good.
Nice.
Do you Flicker Wisp your Thalia? Sorry, do you Flicker Wisp Tarmogoyf and attack?
I think you do. Because you've got an abundance of flyers here in your hand, and they're all ones that have to be killed with a triggered revolt on Fatal Push or dismembered, right? And then really you're just taking life anyway. Taking him down to 15 does put him in range now of having Death Shadow turn up.
Yeah,
but he hasn't got Delirium, which is important.
The Tech Edge as well also does mean that...
Exactly, right? So you can actually take him off red and blue.
Which colour do you take him off first?
Red.
Not
you
green?
Don't want him to
you can't Tech Edge the green source.
You can't Tech Edge the green source at the moment, sadly.
You can go squat the green source.
You can actually double Tech Edge right now.
Yeah.
Whether he wants to, because that does set him back on lands. You probably don't want to at this stage. He's got all the mana he needs.
If he had an Ether Vial, then sure.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I mean, if you draw a Ghost Quarter or something, you might want to take him off the red mana, because they're not going to run any form of red basic. At least I don't think so.
There's another land off the top there for Lucas, by the looks of it.
It's pretty harsh. He's coming close to using all of the mana lands that he can use. I think they only play sort of 7 or 8, is it? Maximum? Is it 7 or 8?
Can I borrow your Tarmo die?
The Tarmo, yes. It's in the bag. If you pass me my bag, I can...
Just to make it a bit easier
for everyone,
for the viewers at home and ourselves to register what the cards are, we can see Stomping Ground.
Tarmo die.
Down to 12. Going to make a Death Shadow. I'm going to go take the Tarmo die and give it the right power and toughness.
This is kind of the problem as well, having the Death Shadow come down now. If the Thalia didn't attack, he couldn't have cast that Death Shadow, and he would have had a bigger swing now with these guys. But you do get to flicker people. The Mirren Crusader is pretty damn good here as well. I think you just serve in with both of these creatures here now. He's just drawn a Mirren Crusader, so you can play that.
Oh, wow.
But that's not even the safer draw.
No,
what you can do is you can just play your Restoration Angel, target the Flicker Wisp, flicker the... I think you just attack with both, right? You haven't got anything else that can blow you out.
No, I do like making the Mirren Crusader, though.
I don't even think that's worth it. You've got 2 creatures that it has to block. And it's blocking the Death Shadow, let's face it. There's not much else.
Well, it depends. No, yeah, now you're at 9, yeah.
And
it's a 4/5 Tarmogoyf.
I think you serve in with both.
The thing is, the Mirren Crusader does kill the Death Shadow, but doesn't kill the Tarmogoyf. Oh no, because
it doesn't kill either at the moment.
So it's a 4. They're both 4/4s.
Yeah.
They're both 4 toughness.
I don't.
It does kill the Death Shadow. It's a 4/4.
It does kill the Death Shadow at the moment, but maybe he's going to shock. But he can't really risk... See, this is what I like. You'll be able to swing for 6 next turn, and he would have been on...
He'll swing for 7 next turn.
7.
So if Lucas shocks, he dies the following turn if he doesn't have removal
but
Flicker Wisp.
That's true. I quite like Restoration Angel on that last turn, because you get to take away one of his potential blockers.
So green mana.
For the whole turn.
Mishra's Bauble for a mana.
That grows the Goyf.
He's going to look at... Yep, so that's now up to 5/6 Tarmogoyf.
That was a Blade Splicer on top.
So is pretty good.
Grows a Goifi, so you actually have to think about growing who you're going to block now with the Mirroring Crusader.
Looks like a traverse.
See,
One card left in hand.
Could be anything right now. If it was... Yeah, Gore Clan Rampager. See, this is now why I would have waited and not played anything with the Mirroring Crusader.
Lucas is...
So the Gore Clan Rampager, right? It gives you trample and it gives you +4/+4.
Yep.
Now...
Which isn't lethal.
It's not lethal, no. But he's only stopping 2 points of damage, or 3 if he puts Thalia in front of it. Whereas if he went all in on this and did the trample effect, if he had kept up, if he had swung with both of his creatures and not played the Mirroring Crusader, this plays around any combat tricks with the Restoration Angel, because you can target the Flicker Wisp targets whatever creature it is, and then he gets completely blown out.
But this still doesn't get him the win.
No, it doesn't.
It means he doesn't.
But it means he doesn't die.
If he attacks with both, then...
Either one of them's getting blood rushed, right? It's normally the one that gets blocked gets blood rushed because it's only stopping 2 damage.
Yeah, so... But you can block with the Thalia, though.
Well, sure.
And you don't want to block with the Thalia.
You need to present lethal at some point soon.
So, at the moment, you've got a 4/4 Death Shadow and a 5-power Tarmogoyf.
What
so it is lethal if he only blocks with the Mirroring Crusader. So
yes.
Attack with both of them does force the Thalia to chump block. But if he only attacks with the Death Shadow, then...
So he's at 12, James. Unless he doesn't have Team of Battle Rage in hand either, does
he? He's got one card in hand.
But there is a fetch land there. So he has got one land I think he can search up off of the... Oh, has he though? Yes, because the only one is... Yeah, you can get another Overgrown Tomb. They normally run 2 Overgrown Tombs.
Yep. So the double attack here is what he has to do.
So that's potential 3/6.
It might still be lethal.
It could be, actually. I think he has to chuck both of these cards in front of the Death Shadow. Yeah, it has to be the Death Shadow.
Because that grows it. So at the moment it's going to be...
Well, either way, it's only 9 damage ever coming out of the Tarmogoyf. There's no way he can creep it up, is it?
No.
There's already creature in the graveyard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Blaze Splicer.
Oh, there's a Blaze Splicer, yeah, sure. So...
So you block the Death...
This is why it's sort of difficult, but...
So it's going to be a 7-power Death Shadow.
Yep.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he has to block both of them.
It's an interesting sort of stint. Lots and lots of maths. This is why I like the
yeah, I think you have to double block the Death Shadow.
Is the Tarmogoyf? Yeah, the Tarmogoyf is exiled, isn't it? Yeah, good.
Yep.
It is exiled, I think, so...
Yeah.
He's got to think about doing something, though. Yeah. Welcome to the stream, RV, by the way. Reveles. This is kind of why I wanted to keep the Flicker Wisp back, because if there's any sort of funky tricks, being able to Restoration Angel it at instant speed means you can actually put in a blocker, so you can stop one completely and take away the other one, whoever gets pumped. So I think it was slightly safer. That's why I would have done it. But what can you do?
We live and we learn. I think Mirroring Crusader is just so appealing as a card.
Yeah, it is. Especially in this matchup, it's particularly good, especially if you've got it main deck. Okay, I can understand this. This stops at least 4 damage. Right? I think this is okay.
Has James done the maths right, though?
So 10 possible... well, no, because it's 10 damage coming through at maximum... No, wait, what's
it becomes a 7/7.
Minus 6. It'd be a 7/7
so
plus 11. No, not quite. It's 11. Minus 2. 9 damage in total from trample.
Oh, yes, it's not team. It doesn't double it. It just
doesn't double it. It's just +4/+4, yeah. So it's 9 damage coming through if he wants to choose to do it. But he doesn't need to, right?
He can just say, sure.
Yeah, because if you want to, you can put it on the Tarmogoyf. You don't... In fact, you don't really want to do this. I mean, well, actually, you want to do this, and then you want to just, lose one.
Yeah, so it means you don't trade. You don't die.
It doesn't die.
Because obviously it's only a 4/4, now it's a 5/5.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
And now we get back to your play that you were on about.
Yeah. So the interesting thing here now, that what you can do, if you draw something like a land... Tough.
What?
Did you just draw a card?
Mishra's
Oh,
Bauble.
Mishra's Bauble, right, that's right. So that's the Blade Slicer.
So now you just have to hold a Resto Angel.
You have to.
You attack for 3?
Yep.
Because that's free.
You attack with all of them. You've got 7 points of damage. It doesn't matter. You can block whatever you want to block.
You can.
So you've got lethal creatures next turn. I mean, you could just swing with the 4/4.
You also just
right,
you also just do whatever he blood rushes, right? So you take a maximum of whatever the power of the Death Shadow is. Yeah.
I think you just send them all in because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Put your opponent to 1 means he can't use any fetch lands. Although I'm sure that's not relevant.
Well, Mirran Crusaders can't die here.
Yep.
There's no spells, actually, unless it's a Liliana of the Veil. But then you've got extra stuff.
Yeah, then you have a spare creature.
I think you swing with both. You keep the Restoration Angel up and you...
Okay, so he puts him down to 5.
But then that doesn't mean that the Mirran Crusader's lethal next turn.
No, but you're going to have a Restoration Angel as well.
Sure.
Okay, so he's going to do it in the upkeep.
Upkeep?
Which I don't like.
No, not at all.
Although it's still the same thing with Gorklam Rampager, right? You're just dead to Team of Battle Rage now.
That's... yeah. Okay.
Or you were dead to you were dead to a Terminate.
I guess so, because you can't do the Flicker trick.
Although you still had the Mirran Crusader back, so you went dead to that. We're going to Bloodbraid Elf.
Ooh,
okay,
really?
Interesting. So we're going to 1 and a 2.
Inquisition.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like
Well,
to
that
show
gets
you
rid of the Blade Slicer then.
or the Flicker Wisp.
It doesn't really matter.
You're dead.
Yeah. And that's game. At least he's clawed it back now.
He does get a nice attack though. So you throw the.
You keep it.
you just throw the blade.
He's dead.
You throw the Mirran Crusader under the.
Bloodbraid.
No, under the.
Oh, under the Tarmogoyf, and then if you really want to, you can put the Restoration Angel over the.
Bloodbraid.
Bloodbraid. Makes no difference. So the Bloodbraid, sorry, the 8 damage at the moment. You could just take it as well. You're not dead. They don't run any bolts, so.
But he's still got Gorklam Rampager.
You've got 3 blocks. Yeah, that's true actually. So, Mirran Crusader goes under that, sure. And if you want to lose Resto Angel, sure.
But you force him to use it, right?
I actually don't know if I like that as much. I would have just taken 3 from the. Is he going to pump the Bloodbraid? I guess so, right? It keeps it around.
Yep.
And it kills the Restoration Angel.
Yep. Sure.
Mirran and then swing with that, and yeah.
Death Shadow comes back.
It's got 1 card in hand.
Which can only kill a Flicker Wisp. It can't kill
Revolt.
Flicker Wisp, which he doesn't have. So, Shepherd Dunes was
GG.
lethal then. Or just attack.
Let's just see that.
I think you actually do just make Shepherd Dunes and activate it.
Yep.
Because then it means that
it's
you
safer.
Can't just die.
It's safer. It's much safer. That is 6 damage coming from the Mirran Crusader, which they have no way to deal with.
Yep.
They don't run Bolt, and they certainly haven't got any. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, game number 1.
Number or not?
Wow, taken down by James Andrew and his.
Mono Whites. Or just Death and Taxes. Death and Taxes. The Sweet Desert Kill, that's right, Kaiser.
Sweet Desert Kill.
Kaiser-esque. So good. Ah, so he's got some Kitchen Finks he's bringing in. Yep, okay. Core Firewalker, I don't like that card that much.
Well,
Relic I do.
Relic's nice.
So good. He's got a couple of, a couple more Relics. They seem good. So he's got 3 Relics he's brought in. And 3 Kitchen Finks. The Sun Lancers don't do anything here.
No, Ratchet Bomb seems fine.
Ratchet Bomb's okay.
Ratchet Bomb seems good.
It kills the 1 and 2 drops.
Yeah, it does. It does. That's true. It's one of the reasons. Obviously, it still has Colligan's
Takes
Commander
some time, but
sure.
yeah.
You get a 1-for-1 out of it. If it does ever activate, then you're laughing maniacally at your opponents.
Ha 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 ha. Just going to see what to take out now. I don't think you take out... Oh, I didn't see what he got. What's he taking out? Blade Splicers. Good man. Someone who actually knows how to play against this deck. Well done. fantastic. Now, if anybody that plays Death and Taxes here realizes Blade Splicers are not good in this matchup, you do take them out. The card value is nothing when you have a 4/5 Tarmogoyf looking at a Blade Splicer token. It just looks so poor.
Blade Splicer is pretty good in like your mirror matches, in your
against fish, against
green-white decks.
Yeah.
It's also good against Affinity because it's
any
colourless.
non-Tarmogoyf slash Jundi deck.
Okay, it's good against Affinity because it blocks Etch Champion.
It's okay. As a 3-drop goes,
it blocks
it's not
Etch Champion with First Strike.
They don't really care, right? They've got an abundance of flyers. It doesn't really make a difference.
Sure, agreed. So would you not like to play like black-white and have access to Lingering Souls?
Well, yeah, of course.
Because then Blade Splicer is really good. Because it blocks the ground pounders and then they block the flyers.
Yeah, exactly, right? And
it's value. It's sweet value.
It is. And the people that play Blade Splicer, they tend to think that it's... Oh, okay, so he's only just brought in the relics. He didn't decide to go with the Kitchen Finks.
Kitchen Finks I actually find is really good against the Death Shadow decks.
I think it is.
It's a multi-block creature.
It's and generic save you 10 to 15 life over the course, especially with those big Death Shadow hits. If they don't have trample or anything, it's like, yep.
Sure, block, game 2.
Up. Yeah, again, have another block.
If you want a really powerful 3-drop, do you not just play like Knight of the Reliquary?
If you're green-white, sure, but if you haven't really got access to green,
or
you only had a Rising Canopy, that's the only sort of green.
You play Lingering Souls, right? If you have access. Do you just play another colour in this deck? Just have access to a very powerful effect?
For what, sort of like engineered explosives and stuff?
Yeah, sure.
It's possible,
Explosives, you've got Lingering Souls.
No,
you've got Sin Collector.
Yes, yeah.
In the black decks, Orzhov Pontiff.
The one appeal with this mono-white deck is its mana is so consistent. You don't have any issue with it. It's modern, right? So, but then the bad thing is you hit these things where you don't actually have an answer to certain cards or like certain strategies. You just fall over dead.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be wanting things like Blessed Alliance in my sideboard.
I like Blessed Alliance when it was the Infect slash...
Boggles.
Well, yeah, but Boggles is showing up a bit more now, sure. So having Blessed Alliance, or at least access to it, is good. When Burn and Infect were popular, having access to that card was glorious.
Yeah, and then Snapcaster it back and feel
if you
hilarious.
Snapcaster, sure.
Feel
or
hilariously
if you just a generic white
wizard.
deck. I really liked it with the Dragonlord Agitae for the Untap mode.
Oh my
Untap mode, game 4 life.
Hexproof, can't come my
Hexproof, yep.
I'd like to cast this kill spell. Yeah, I'm going to make it Hexproof.
Pretty much. And game 4 life.
Yeah, for the hell of it.
They had that great dragon... Oh, is it dragon... The Dragon Spigot? The 2-mana card that makes dragons if you have 6 or more lands or something in play? Or 5 or more lands? I know Noel and Aiden are in the chat. They could probably tell me what it is. It was from the... It was, I think it's... No, is it Dragon Master Outcast? Something Outcast,
Oh, Dragon
right?
Master Outcast. Yeah,
is that the one with
a red 1/1 made a 5/5 when you had 6 or more lands in play.
Something like that. Something Outcast. They know. My poor Tama guy getting shifted out. Well, welcome to the chat here. I'm glad to have everybody in stream. We've got Traverse Shadow on the right here and Death and Taxes, the mono-white version. But yeah, you're right. So with access to black, you've got great kill spells with Fatal Push. You've got access to Lingering Souls, Wasteland Strangler, Tide Hollow Sculler, Dark Confidence. All of it just screams value and kill. And then, yeah, sure, you've got access to the Inquisitions and Thought Seizers and even Collective Brutalities if you really want to go down that road. And as we see here, that namesake card, Thought Seize.
Yeah, and it's a good place to start. This hand is pretty soft. Thought Seize?
Yeah,
like
it's
Mirren
got
Crusader.
enough lands at least, but Mirren Crusader or you take the Aether Vial. I would probably go with the Aether Vial.
You've got 2 Aether Vials, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's got 2. Okay, so that's redundancy.
Yes, you just take the
you take
Mirren
the Crusader. And I see a Restoration Angel hiding out there. So we've got Ghost Quarters Plains, 2 Aether Vials, a Path to Exile, Restoration Angel, and that soon to be in the graveyard Mirren Crusader. Since you don't actually have an answer to Mirren Crusader, except through maybe, let's say, Liliana of the Veil, but I don't think, well, we haven't seen it from Lucas Twist here, but he might actually have it in his deck. So Mirren Crusader does hit the bin. Wonderful, that's a Relic of Genesis. I still think you jam the Aether Vial.
Yeah, you make Aether Vial, you want to be getting something going.
Yeah. And he puts his dice on top there to signify that he doesn't want to forget. Play the Tarmogoyf, he's going to go down to 15. Wow, okay. Oh, no, that was from turn 1. So, yeah, down to 13. Oh, really? 12. Yeah, there we go. Finally updated. Wonderful. If you have any questions, guys, about what's in the room at the moment, be sure to speak to us on the chat. We are ready and willing to take your questions. Oh, no. What did he draw for his turn? Yeah. Relic's quite good here. Just play that. Keep the mana open. You don't even need to want to play the... Oh, no, don't play the other Aether Vial. No. There's no need. You might as well keep the Relic. Yeah. Keep the Relic out. Just keep... Oh, okay. Guess it doesn't make too much of a big deal of a difference. Has he got another one here? He's got Path as well. There's little things.
He's also at 20 life, taking a hit for 3.
It's not too bad, is it?
Follow up with... Oh, wow.
Hello. 1/1s.
Make 2 1/1s. Seems good.
Probably want to... let's see what the draw for the turn is. Ticking the Aether Vial up to 2. The other one up to 1. Lovely. Card of the top, Flicker Wisp. Okay, well, you can keep that for a little bit. Imagine you just want to path one of these off straight away. Could leave it for his turn since he hasn't got access to blue mana as it stands. Interesting though that normally these mono white decks they play some amount of Rest in Peace, but it looks like James has gone for the slightly better plan of Relic of Progenitus. It's much more proactive.
I'm going to be honest.
Cantrips and
Relic looks pretty rubbish.
Sorry,
Rest in Peace looks pretty rubbish on this board. Like it makes Tarmogoyf an 0/1, I get that.
Yeah.
But the Death Shadows are still.
The Death Shadows are still around, aren't they? They're 1/1s. He's now thinking about can he get. So I think this portrays that he's got a Street Wraith in hand.
Yeah.
I can't see, but I'm pretty sure he's got something along that line. I think you go ahead and just path one of these off, right? And then maybe even just crack the Relic. There's no need to sort of worry about it all.
Yeah, you might need to find a third land.
Or at least activate the Relic so it goes down.
Mm-hmm. And you can start targeting yourself as well with the Relic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yep. So,
so it gets rid of a sorcery, which is fine, so it just shrink the
Tarmogoyf. Or the land.
The land.
So the Tarmogoyf is... Let's get my Tarmogoyf back over there so we can see what it is.
I get the hint.
No, Danny's there. Get Danny to... Oh, okay. Danny's going to go and make them use the Tarmogoyf since it's there. And there's a second Tarmogoyf. Okay. Well, this other Path to Exile is going to help. Are they 3/4s? I think they're just 2. Oh, they are 3/4s. Okay. Wonderful. Ticking them up. Draw for the turn is another Plains. That's actually really, really good news. So you can start killing these Tarmogoyfs, which is good. Really good, actually, in fact. You could probably wipe this whole board as it stands. That's rather interesting. Huh. Be sure to ask any questions in chat, guys. Don't be shy. Where are you guys all signing in from? Anybody here from the US? Anyone from England? Anyone from Europe? Even further afield? Asia? Have we got anybody from Australia? Say in the chat where you're from. And if you're enjoying the stream, be sure to follow us. Tennessee, Windswept. We've got Windswept Heath. We had a Faithless Looting earlier. Nice to have you from Tennessee.
Very nice, very nice.
You've got Denmark here from Lion Rose. That's good to see.
So multicultural.
It is, that's right. Rome, Italy.
Multilinguistal.
Oh, wow, that name.
Oh, wow, so we're going to Violin Aetherval. That's pretty nice. 2/3 Tarmogoyf. Get rid of the Death Shadow.
Dahaka Neshoba.
Oh, I like the Restoration Angel in hand.
Yeah, that's
I like that.
Good. So that comes in.
You can you could just like crack the Relic. Like don't trade, just crack the Relic. Rome, Italy, Virginia here. Jeez.
Nice. Deathclaw, Virginia, that's lovely.
Crack the Relic.
We are in Darksphere in London. We're actually very, very central London, I would say.
South of the
John
river,
doesn't seem to think it's central, but we pretty much are. Oh, you like our Pauper streams?
Oh,
that's great.
Yeah,
good news.
So do I. It's definitely the best stream that we do. love me some Pauper. I have really enjoyed doing the Pauper coverage.
I'm afraid John's going to have to go flying through the window. Sure.
I have really loved doing the Pauper coverage. It's so much fun.
So
wow,
they're going to just trade? Interesting.
Okay, so take 2. Interesting. Would have definitely cracked the relic.
I guess he's just trying to get around a form of removal, but right.
Yeah, he also has restoration. Like he has Restoration Angel though.
Yeah, I quite like keeping it alive. Death Shadow comes back, says hello, how you doing? Do you want to have some talk? You got quite a lot of interaction here though from the Death and Taxes player. So that's another path to exile.
Down to 1 card left in hand.
That's exiled.
Yep.
You built 27
Pauper decks, so I have the whole meta when I have friends. Oh my good
that's
lord.
Great Lion
that
Rays.
Is fantastic.
I'm sure
so
that didn't cost you that much either.
That's about $200 worth of decks.
Right.
That's how much the Tarmogoyfs cost.
Is there much of a Pauper meta over there in Denmark? I don't really know.
Definitely is here. It's wonderful. Pauper is a beautiful
I went to GP
format.
Copenhagen the last year.
Oh, wow.
So was it last year? No, sorry. It was last year. It was modern, whatever it was. Love that. Really great country to visit. I encourage anyone to go to Denmark. It's a fantastic place.
And you can play the best format in Magic in Pauper.
Well, the second best, right?
Against wow, I draw off the 3-man Inspector.
That's not bad. That's a redraw.
It's also a really nice flicker target.
It's a pretty good flicker target, and it blocks and can then get value. Value. Hashtag value in the chat, please, if you like that. Give it a Craigasm.
So it's interesting. Looks like we have a copy of Bloodbraid Elf in hand for Lucas.
That's pretty good. If ever you wanted some values. Do you like values?
I love me some value. I love me.
He doesn't have a clue token.
He does. He has one at the side.
At the side?
Yeah,
that's not a clue token, is it?
No. No, but he had one. He just pulled one out. So I think what he's done is accidentally put it off the camera.
Yeah, it's probably off
Okay, so in response, we're going to Ooh, hello.
So you just have to shoot it off now, right? Surely.
No, I don't think you have to.
No?
Not really.
Okay, no. Why
because you're
not?
still going to blow up, but you can still wreck his Tarmogoyf with the relic. I think you just let it go. Like, you can do it next turn. You can get the other one up next turn.
Sure. He's thinking about it, though.
Because the Thraben Inspector hasn't entered the battlefield yet.
Yeah. Oh, every Tuesday, did they? Nice. I was only over there for the weekend at the GP.
Okay, well, so he's actually going to Restoration Angel in
response. Made day 2. Which was
very nice. I still haven't made a day 2. Won 5 PPTQs, made 0 GP day 2s.
I won 1 Pro Tour qualifier in my life.
I've made more. Have you been to the Pro Tour?
No, I didn't. I couldn't go.
Oh, but
I made the Pro Tour qualifier.
Oh my God! You won the Pro Tour.
I won the Pro Tour qualifier, but just didn't. Sadly, didn't have the time or money to go to the Pro Tour. What a shame.
So I top 8'd. I made top 8 of RPTQ. Still didn't get there though. Oh, hello,
we
Traverse.
Made 2 try.
So he's going to go get a land.
Yeah.
Basic land.
Basic. For it? No, he's not going to do anything actually. Because both of them are out in play.
Right. Can't do anything about that one.
I actually quite like Ghost Quartering here.
Oh yeah, now you're strip mining your opponent.
And getting rid of the red mana, ideally.
Yeah. Do you crack the clue first though?
Yeah, you've got all the time in the world. So you got all the time in the world.
That's a bauble. Let's have a look at the top of your library.
Let's see what you're going to draw. Want to see as well? Show the camera. Show the camera. Nope. Okay. Nice to know, Lion Rose, that they play Pauper over there. That's great. We're trying to get it more and more active over here. We had, what was it, 100 and something odd people watching the other week?
We had 168 players join us to watch from America. The Tolarian Community College came and joined us for a bit of Pauper action.
That's great.
On a Monday, which was wonderful. We're going to draw a Sheffet Dunes, which does mean it's now 4 mana, so I'm much more incentivized to go strip mining my opponent.
Yeah, definitely. Take off the red land.
Yeah, and you also have a couple of redraws.
Did he activate his relic last time?
Yeah, he activated the relic, but reverse out of the way.
Yeah. Why are they not using the Tamo die?
I keep giving it to them.
Right.
I'll go and give it back to them again.
Yeah. John's going to go slap him about. I'm not entirely sure why they're not using the Tamo die, but there we go. Tamo die is relatively useful for the stream. Nice to know that you're all over the world, though, guys. I'm really impressed. Is Desert banned at your store? I don't know. We play using the online rules. We're using the online rules for Pauper, so I don't know if Desert is banned in the online rules.
Desert? What, just Desert?
Line Rose has asked, is Desert banned at our store? I don't know.
If it's not on the ban list, then no.
The online ban list, because it's not an official format, is it, from Wizards? But there is an online sort of, yeah.
I don't think anyone plays. I don't even know what Desert does.
Oh, that isn't printed. Oh, right, I see. I'm not sure, Lion Rose, if I'm honest. I don't really manage that format at all, so
I've never seen it played.
But yeah, we haven't seen it played. That's for sure. I do catch the streams, but no, not sure, really. Sadly.
Yeah, I'd have to just look at what Desert does.
He actually strip mined his opponent. Woo.
Yeah, Lucas didn't seem too happy when I asked him what size is the Tarmogoyf.
It's nothing at the moment, right?
It's an 0-1.
It could be a 1-2 very shortly. Because there is a... Yeah, I think you block it with both, right?
Yep.
It doesn't really make a big deal in this board. He's probably got some form of removal, right? Or you could just
Desert. Tap Desert deals 1 damage to target attacking creature. Activate this only during the end of combat step.
Yeah, so it had to have dealt the damage.
Yeah, you've already been chunked by it. I don't know is the honest answer, whether we use it. Well, I've never seen it played.
I've seen that cycle creature get played. The one that's a desert... What was it called?
Okay,
Desert
so it looked like he
Crestodon,
actually just took the damage.
Okay.
Interesting.
So it's only a 1, 2, 3. He's taken 4, so not a big deal, is it, of difference? Oh, is it quite effective in blue-black control, apparently, the desert? I wouldn't know Lion Rose personally, but...
I think we've generally gone for what the online the banned cards from Wizards is.
Ah, so there's a fatal push actually here, so that's going to get rid of the Restoration Angel.
Well, that's pretty good.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's pretty good.
I guess this is...
It does grow the Tarmogoyf again.
Combat, yeah. And there's Lightning Bolt.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
We might be scooping up and having a...
Well, at least we get to see another game.
Yeah.
So obviously the things that
blocks,
are definitely banned are Cloud of Fairies, Cloud Post, Cranial Plating, Empty the Warrens, Frantic Search, Grape Shot, Invigorate, Peregrine Drake, Temporal Fissure, and Treasure Cruise. Well, so I believe Desert is still legal, but no one plays it.
Yes. I'm not sure exactly.
So
Stop putting the Tama die out of screen.
Lucas has absolutely no interest in helping the stream out.
What a shame.
And he's the one playing the Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
They were provided with a free Tarmo die, and he doesn't want to use it. But James being very helpful to the stream, we're going to see an attack for 1 here.
This is a Thalia in hand. Yeah, it looks like it.
Thalia. So 2 mana, make Thalia. There you go.
Doesn't look great against a 3/4 Tarmogoyf, and this is exactly why.
But it looks good against the 2/3.
Well, sure.
Well, it looks like we have another Bloodbraid Elf.
Oh, let's see. Roll the dice.
Oh, Thought sees you.
I'm not going to cast it.
Nope, put that one on the bottom. I'm at 5 life at the moment. And we're going to see lethal damage here for Traverse Shadow. We're going to go to 1 and 1 here.
Nice.
Keep lock
the
that in.
Die around. No.
He doesn't understand. clearly doesn't understand the power of the viewership and how much more useful it is to have a Tarmogoyf dice in play when you're having a Tarmogoyf.
I set Mick and Sahar on them.
Yeah.
That's scary enough, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How's it in Tennessee, guys?
Probably warmer than it is here.
Tell us the warmth. I know you're probably going to say it in Fahrenheit, but if you can try and convert it into
Celsius. Degrees Celsius.
Celsius. Degrees centigrade.
So players going to go back to their sideboards here. Luke's going to have another look at what he wants to have in his deck. It was interesting he took the Lilianas out.
Did he?
Yeah, but it looks like he had. It looked like he had. Yeah, there's a Liliana of the Veil in his sideboard still, alongside Collective Brutality.
Okay, sure. I mean, like, it's normally just a removal spell with some life gain.
Yep.
It's 5 degrees. Wow, that's cold.
Oh,
wow.
Sure.
Okay.
So it's probably about the same as it is here.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's probably a bit colder than we are.
It's 5 degrees in London as well as we speak. That's Well, there you go. Half the side of the world away, almost.
Still the same temperature.
Cool. Yeah. I would have thought it'd been a bit warmer there.
So players are going to shuffle up for game number 3.
8 minutes left
8 minutes left on the round. So it's going to have to be a quick one here from the players.
We love a quick one.
Rude.
We're going to set Sahar on them soon, so don't you worry about it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to set Sahar on them.
Looks like Mick has gone 4-0 with the green-black Tron that we saw in the first round.
What a monster.
He's a monster because he's playing Tron.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
For both reasons. He's a monster and a monster.
What's that coming over a hill?
It's green-black Tron.
It is green-black Tron.
Run for your life.
Run for the hills. Run to the hills.
The hills.
Din-da-lin, din-da-lin.
I can't do the high-pitched one.
Run for your life. No, you can't do that.
So we've got a
It's not
hand of a lot of
stream.
lands there from James. He's going to mulligan that one down. I don't
Fallen
think
a bit out of the meta.
Tron has definitely not fallen out of the meta quite yet.
It depends how much Jund is in your meta,
Or
I
Wallet
guess.
Sculptors.
Or Wallet Sculptors, yeah, because it does very nicely against them.
Yeah. Very good against even the Blood Moon Wallet Sculptor decks, because the problem with the Blood Moon decks, they don't run enough threats to kill you.
Yeah, I don't have enough of the Wallet Sculptors. Oh, there we go. Just for the camera, that's kind. I see a couple of Street Race, a few Traverses, one Artifact. Not sure exactly which one.
Probably a bubble. Oh yeah, growing constantly 16 degrees and now cold again. This one looks even worse than the last one did. Mulligan, no planes, no white mana.
5-card hand. Well, he can still get over as long as he's got a few hate cards, like a Relic turn 1, and that's not going to get thought. Well, it's not going to get Thoughtseize if it's turn 1. Thankfully,
yeah, he is on the play. Players need to reset this.
They will readjust their life total, so they won't be starting on 5 apiece. Have you had snow yet, though, Windswept Heath? We had a rather large amount of snow here last week. Around the same time last week it was. And I remember trying to get to the store on Friday, and it was just impossible.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's
like, oh no, 2 inches of snow.
Yeah, I looked out my window and thought, no.
No work, no snow,
like,
no play.
It wasn't even snow, but just like, is it really worthwhile going out? And it's like, no. Didn't feel worth it.
It wasn't, sadly.
Didn't feel
I like to think positive, though, about sort of going to events as such.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Had it have been like no snow, I'd have definitely. Had it have been snowing, I might have gone, but because it had already like settled and stuff, and it's not the easiest.
Well, I got that
to.
alert from the Waterloo train station that it was closing at 9 p.m.
Nope.
So I was like, yeah, okay, let's not go up to there then.
Yeah, let's actually make sure I
Good
get home.
job. Yeah.
Let's make sure I actually manage to get home at the end of the night.
It's the same over here, really, Windswept Heath. We get snow pretty much once a year. Every single time. No, it's once a year.
It's pretty rubbish.
So, Windswept Heath says, in January we had some. It rarely snows here, but when it does, no one knows how to drive and schools close. It's exactly the same here.
Pretty much. So the funniest thing is, Canada had 3 feet of snow and people just drove off in of it.
Well,
here we got like
they get set up for it.
It's like, did you see the meme which goes around for the UK, which is like, weather warning.
Light dusting of snow.
Weather warning, light dusting of snow. People living in the south, don't go out. Don't leave your house.
Buy bread, buy water,
don't
buy
leave
your
your house.
milk.
Wrap up warm. From the north,
panic buy.
Don't forget to take your big coat.
That's it. If you're in Scotland, shorts time.
Yeah, remember your shorts.
Short and t-shirt.
Remember to take a towel.
Man. Like they just, yeah.
But we have a pretty good start here. We have the Thraben Inspector.
Go.
The Leonardo did get removed. It is. So we're going to see another Thraben Inspector. Another Inspectorate of the Thraben variety. Looks like
probably. Is that another land? Oh, no, he's
ready
for land for turn. So
we have a Horizon Canopy and a Restoration Angel. Just try and keep on the cards.
Tarmogoyf is how big?
Currently 1, 2,
Danny!
3, 4.
Tarmodai.
4. It's a 4/5.
It's a 4/5. Great. As long as we can keep track of that, great. Thank you.
Breathe.
Excellent. Although these 2 Thraben Inspectors are going to block them enough. It's for Saha.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
so
it's been pretty sort of like wet and windy for like since then. Oh no, we had Sunday was actually quite nice. Went up to like 14 degrees. It was like, oh,
so
sun exists.
We're going to see a Street Wraith being cycled here by Lucas.
He just takes his hit for 4 or 5, right? It doesn't really make a difference.
It's a 4/5 because there was already a creature in the graveyard from the Leon and Arbiter.
Yeah. It's a 4/5.
We're going to see another Shockland down to a 9.
It's glorious.
We're going to see a Traverse the Ulven Wall. So we're going to have 4 types in the graveyard. Let's go get the... Oh, wow, we're going to play 2 Death Shadows. It feels pretty good.
Savage.
With no path to exile.
I wonder if he's got Settle the Wreckage in this sideboard.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
They do play it.
The Savage Blowout.
So the draw is an Aetherval. Nice.
So he has 4 mana if you were able to find it.
Draw for the turn.
Do we have Settle the Wreckage? No, it's another Horizon Canopy.
It's another redraw.
Yep. And we also have Restoration Angel as well.
Blockers for days.
Yeah, but they're all too small at the moment.
Doesn't make a difference. He's not got any trample at the moment. I don't think.
True.
Didn't see any in hand for Lucas. Nice. Nice downbaits. Like to see signed shadows.
It's right cool.
It's very quiet.
It is, so we're going to have to be a lot quieter when we comment. We have to whisper to each other on coverage.
Everybody's leaving now.
Everyone's scared of us.
It is. I'm scared of one person in this room.
Who's that? What, Mr. Walsh and his Storm deck?
No.
Sahar.
Where's she gone?
She's probably come to murder you in the dark, in the quietness. She slides through the silence, like a knife through butter.
So you double block, I guess, a Shadow and a Goyf. Flicker one of the blockers.
Yep. You block both shadows, right?
Yeah.
Because they're probably the big. Oh, they're not the biggest things, but they can be realistically the biggest with the fetch land. If you give it to them.
Yeah. Looks like the mono black zombies deck has done okay for the stream. Oh.
So Restoration Angel Flicker.
Saha's back.
Back again. Guess who's back?
She's back.
Tell a friend.
I'm not telling anyone.
It's too much risk.
So he took 1 hit from 1 shadow and he just blocked. Okay. Seems good. You've got lots of options for drawing here, though. Did you take 1 for the Horizon Canopy? Didn't notice.
Not sure. So looking at the hands.
Sort of 4/5. Danny, our resident level 2 judge, is going to close down the shop for the night with a good help. For the
beat down. The beat down.
He's going to smack him up side and head.
Sorry?
Turn creature sideways.
Yeah. Well,
he is turning creature sideways.
That's how Lucas is planning on winning this game with the beatdown Palan.
Yeah, who'd have known that you turn Death Shadow sideways and you deal damage, right?
Who'd have thunk you can beat down central people?
Let's see. Tooth and Nail deck, how did you do? Chris, how'd you do? So Tooth and Nail went 2 and 2. Felix was on the Titan Shift. How'd you do? 3-1 for the Titan Shift deck. That is time on the round. Ooh.
And it looks like a shake of the hand. Lucas Twist taking it down at this match. 2 games to 1 as time is called.
That's time on the round.
Traverse Shadow playing 2 bigger monsters. 2 many times has returned in a ball of fire to the feature.
Lots of fire.
It's just like this flickery fire thing now that brings us in. However, that does bring us to the end of 4 rounds of coverage from our Wednesday Night Modern. We are going to close this one down. On behalf of Chris Wingrave and myself, you got anything you want to add?
No, it was pretty good diverse decks. I think we got like 7 matches on camera. So
yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
What we do want to add is obviously reminding you of our winner boxes at the weekends are Monday Night Pauper, Tuesday Night Legacy, and of course Wednesday Night Modern. Unfortunately, it does look like we have many people looking at us very. I'm just going to sell camera now. Make people
so
feel
I can
bad.
Get my prizes.
So thank you very much for watching. We will see you all next Wednesday for some more modern action. Thank you very much for watching.